Hey, welcome back to Match Ball Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. How's everyone doing? My face is real shiny. Chat, what's up? Actually, wait, we gotta do better than this. There we go. That's right. We got chat integration. How's everyone doing? Thanks so much for dropping by. Today is June 21st, and it's gonna be a bit of a shit show of a show tonight for many reasons. Um, Chat's already like pretty wild tonight. How's everyone doing? Is there a reason you're all like this? Is there something going on in Netrunner? Poglos, Movable, VK, Mad Dog, You Look Like a Nail, Taki, Tony Bluehost, Kelf, Apathy. Am I missing anyone? Ed, Shanksit, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you. We've been gone it's been 2 weeks since we've had a last stream. We went to E3 last week. It was an Electronic Entertainment Expo down in Los Angeles. I was working the whole time. Had some time to go see the floor and see a bit of Los Angeles. Had a great time. E3 is pretty wild. I'm a community video producer, so I'm spending a lot of time working with like community people, specifically our star players, and it's a great time. It's really cool. It's 3:51 midnight. Holy shit, Kelv. How's it going? How dare you play dumb? We need more from you. Yeah, it's been wild, a pretty wild. Well, Andre, how's it going, movable object? It's been a pretty wild time for Netrunner. It really has, and it was really bad timing. The 1 week that we took off, some really bad stuff happened. Also, star players. Also, currently, I had problems like 2 weeks ago with my license on Windows. So we reformatted Windows like last night, and that's why my picture doesn't look good, and the audio is probably a bit different. Let me know how the audio is. It might be a bit too quiet, but everything's like kind of off. This chat should have YouTube integrated into it, and it currently doesn't. So something's definitely going wrong. I might have to restart it. I probably just have to restart it. I don't actually know. Um, and we were kind of down to the wire fixing all this stuff. Maybe it wasn't necessary, and we probably should play. Audio is okay. Fantastic. Audio doing is a lot of stuttering. Corrupt Drop Bear, how's it going? It's stuttering? That's not good. Audio quality is good. Volume seems low. That's what I'm worried about, Mad Dog. I think the volume is actually a bit lower than it should be. I'm gonna increase it right now, but I'm worried you're also gonna get some background noise and stuff. Yeah, Drop Bear. I don't know what that stuttering is. There's a chance that it's because of the new Twitch beta. That you might want to go and click on the wheel and set yourself to like 720 or 1080. Samurai Kuso, Ninja Mike, how you doing? Audio seems fine for most people. Watching on the subway now as I head home from work. It looks as expected. Um, yeah, okay, cool. Also, yeah, YouTube. I don't know. This is meant to be. This is like restream, so it combines both chats together. I don't know why it's not happening. I'm not gonna fix it now. Today is a weird day. If there's been some pretty big news in Netrunner, if you haven't heard, I'm gonna break some news maybe to those people who haven't heard. Generally, how we start the stream is we start this with the deck list of the week, and the deck list of the week is kind of hard hitting. How are we gonna make this look good? I think we're gonna do like this. Yeah. Also reformatted, and Netrunner DB still doesn't work, which is great. This is The Run Ends With You, September 7th to 9th. Now, normally these things are prepared to some extent, maybe not deck list entirely. Hey, the deck list loaded. But normally, like I want to go right into the news here, and normally, we have this prepared a bit better, and I don't have it prepared that well right now. I feel like we're just gonna be going through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Like a lot of stuff happened, and I feel like I don't know. Like there's a chance we won't even play Netrunner tonight. Like I think we're just gonna be talking for a bit. Maybe we'll get to some games. There's a lot of really cool decks that came out. There's been a lot of like regionals happening this season, but there's just a lot to talk about. So I think we're gonna do that for a bit, and see how that goes. Is this really the end of everything? The deck list loads on the first try. That's how you know something's wrong, right? First try, NEH deck. I found out from your tweet. Oh, that's kind of sucks. Throw up the breaking news graphic. I don't have it yet because of the reformat. I have to go get it off some old hard drives. All right, so let's just jump into this. On the 8th, they announced this thing. I think I'm just, man, I want chat in this. Maybe we can figure out how to make this like fit. We're just gonna go full screen. Is that okay? Let's go full screen. Go transition here. Drop some coin on Netrunner this month. I'm in pretty good shape for the coming Dark Ages. Whoa, that's framey, huh? Oh boy. Can I come and talk with you? Alright, real talk, huh? Oh shit, 1 second. Give me 1 second. My monitor is a bit bigger than this screen. We gotta fix this. That actually probably is why I wasn't looking good on the other one. Okay, real talk. This happened. Android Netrunner, the card game, is ending. First thing, just to break suspense, will we continue creating content for Android Netrunner? Yeah, we definitely will. Vincent, how's it going? So y'all probably know this by now. Maybe some people who are watching the VOD, this is news to you. Sorry about this, but they're ending Netrunner. This is an article that came out 2 Fridays ago on the 8th of June, and they came out, and you can read this article. We're not going to read through it, but they've been pretty straightforward and blunt about the fact that Netrunner is ending. And what that means is they're not going to be printing more Netrunner cards, not new cards, but also not the old cards. I never really knows how awesome the star was till now. Yeah. So to do a bit of a history lesson here, and apologies, maybe talking about this sort of news 2 weeks late isn't right, but this is the only time we had to do it, so I guess we're gonna do it anyways. It starts a long time ago. This starts back in the 90s, right? I don't know how we're gonna find this. They're hinting Netrunner, surprise face. So Netrunner was originally a card game that came out in like 92, 96, introduced in April 1996, and this was made by a company called Wizards of the Coast, which you probably know is actually designed by Richard Garfield, original Netrunner. And Richard Garfield is a pretty well-known game designer. It's that dude up there because he invented this little game called Magic the Gathering, which is a pretty well-known game. I can actually Google Magic the Gathering. And after he made Magic the Gathering, which is owned by Wizards of the Coast, I'm not a very big historian on Magic the Gathering. It's this one. You probably heard this one. He wanted to make some other cards, and he invented something called Netrunner. It's a very small game compared to Netrunner. He invented a card game called Netrunner, and it was a collectible card game that came out in the 90s. And if you haven't seen some of the original Netrunner cards, it's kind of wild. And I've never actually played original Netrunner, but it's there's some cool Teamwork Cast videos where they go through cards if you want to check them out. But it had this like really cool 90s, 80s cyberpunk style, and it's a game that's actually it's very similar to what we're playing today. There were some other elements. There was a bit more RNG in it. There was like some dice rolling stuff like that. But there's a lot of cards that actually got directly reprinted. The whole idea of ice, servers, breakers, credits, agendas, all that stuff was there. And this was back in the 90s. And this game lasted maybe 2 or 3 years. Missed you. Hey, Kelf. It's good to be back. So Cyberpunk 2020 before that? I'm not actually that familiar with that. This was a game. And this came out in the 90s, and it was a collectible card game, and it lasted a couple of years, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe a bit more. But it was cool. People played it, and then it kind of, games die, right? Especially back in the day, from my understanding of the 90s, there was this craze about collectible card games. It was kind of like the MOBA, or the Battle Royale right now. I guess it's probably the best way to put it. There's only one expansion for this. Oh, shit. But this game died. It eventually died, and that happens. Now, back in 2012, Fantasy Flight Games picked up Netrunner, and I don't know when exactly they got the rights to it, but they basically got like the game rights, the rules, and they paired it with something called their Android universe. So if you haven't noticed, anytime you buy like a Netrunner product, there's in the credits, let's see if we can find it here, right? Like they thank a bunch of people. Yeah, we'll notice here that in the corner, there's actually a logo of Wizards of the Coast, right? Because they still have a licensing agreement with Wizards of the Coast, because this game is a combination of the Android universe, and Android universe, if I'm not mistaken, came from the Android board game, which is a game that came out before Netrunner, this board game, and this is where like the beginning of like androids and Chilo and Sansan and Caprice and all that stuff, where it came from. So this can't be right. What is this? This is probably Octagon or something. But anyways, they combined the two things. It was a mixture of the Android universe Fantasy Flight Games had and Netrunner, which was a Wizards of the Coast game. And this is the game that we've been playing for 6 years now, I think it is. A bit less than 6 years. And Lucas Litzinger was the head designer who rebooted it. Chat is explaining CP 2020 is where Netrunner started. The original CCG licensed that IP. Oh man, am I missing something here? CP 2020. That's Cyberpunk 2020. Man, the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper. Whoa, this seems on brand. They did a lot after Magic. It was Jihad, Netrunner, and BattleTech. Yeah, if you read Richard Garfield's page, there's a lot of stuff here. He specifically talked. I don't know where it was from, but I know Richard Garfield, when he invented Netrunner, wanted to make a game that was like Magic, but had more hidden information, a higher skill cap, bluffing. The idea that like one side installs all their things face down is the basis of Netrunner, and that started here, which is really cool. Uh, Anywho, the point being, when this article came out 2 weeks ago, FFG said specifically, starting on October 22nd of this year, Fantasy Flight Games will no longer offer for sale Android Netrunner on the basis that their, what does it say here? Their licensing agreement is over with Wizards of the Coast, which means they can no longer print the game. Now, there's a lot of speculation of what happened here and what's going on, and it's kind of, I guess, interesting to talk a bit about it. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Whether Fantasy Flight Games went out of the way to say, like, we don't care about Netrunner anymore, we're not going to choose to renew the license. Maybe that was a financial decision. I really doubt that. Was it that Wizards of the Coast said, at this date, we're renewing the license and it's going to cost a lot? And they decided not to renew it. Maybe Wizards jacked up the price because they realized Netrunner was being rebooted, and maybe they wanted to pay him. Maybe this is where things get really interesting. So Asmodee is the company that owns Fantasy Flight Games. They've owned them for a year now, I believe. And the giant Hasbro game company owns Wizards of the Coast. And people are even talking about like Hasbro trying to buy Asmodee and all this sort of like corporate business stuff. And there's a chance that specifically like Hasbro wanted Fantasy Flight not to have Netrunner. There's maybe the idea is that they want to reboot Netrunner as a Wizards of the Coast collectible card game in the near future. There's like so many things that it possibly be. VK says Asmodee chose not to renew the license. Do we have confirmation on that? Because that's also another thing. It's like we don't know so much about the timing. Because it can't be a surprise that the license is up on a certain date. It's not like like these things are generally like yearly or quarterly. I don't know actually how it works, but it can't be like suddenly we're taking the license away from you. So we don't know how long the writing was on the walls for this thing being taken away. I'm a U.S. attorney with practice in IP litigation. I can geek out on the legal and licensing aspect if you're interested in that. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We don't know anything, but FFG clearly thought they'd be making Netrunner for a while. Yeah. Spaceman, how's it going? No confirmation of anything. That's the way that I thought of it. VK says, according to Asmodee rep that deals with my FLGS, Asmodee chose not to renew the license. Wow. Okay. I would like to be able to like confirm that with all due respect, VK. But there hasn't. I don't know. There hasn't been an official source talking about it. I don't know if you reach out to FFG. I don't think they say anything. Wizards didn't say anything. But point being is they're not making the game anymore, and that sucks. Sucks for a lot of people. Yeah, corrupt. We will never know for sure. It's business, and that's like the biggest thing here is that this is business, and this has been so hard for so many people. The article is actually really nice. Michael Boggs talks in it, talking about how like this game is wildly different than any other card game, and I know it's like a darling inside FFG. I know that they really like this game and they really support it, and that's kind of been like the strangest thing, and what makes this the most difficult is that this game was at a really good point right now. It the revised core set came out a couple months ago, and we have a new expansion, a deluxe expansion that's actually coming out next week. And there's so many people that just either came back to the game or came to the game because it's been such a great time to jump on board. There were times in Netrunner's history, maybe 6 months to a year ago, maybe not even 6 months, like maybe a year ago, where if somebody said they're canceling Netrunner, I think a lot of people would say like, okay, that makes sense. Because there was that at one point where the competitive meta wasn't as fun or diverse, and a lot of people were leaving. My scene shrunk. My local meta did shrink to some extent. It is coming back because so much of the stuff that's been coming out has been so great. Shout out to the end of Damon Stone's career at FFG and Michael Boggs, of course. It's been really, really good, which has made this so fucking wild. It's like literally the worst time that this could have happened. Alpha Charlie, how's it going? It's been super painful for me because I invested over $1,000 in Netrunner recently when the revised core set came out, and now it's done. I feel hugely burned. I think there's going to be a lot of people that feel that way. I really do. Um, and it's interesting, right? Like I much more casually play a game called Doomtown, Doomtown Reloaded, which is an AEG card game that they also canceled. And I played it really casually. I owned like a couple. I think I owned like maybe a core set and a couple packs. It has the same model. It's a living card game. And the big difference for me with Netrunner and Doomtown is I played Doomtown like super casually just with friends at a table. I didn't go to events really. I didn't do anything really particularly bigger than that. And when they canceled Doomtown, I was kind of relieved, I'll be honest, because it meant there would be less product for me to buy and then it would be manageable for me to catch up. Maybe this is a weird tangent, but that was the thing, is like this is why I think this is such a big deal, is that Netrunner doesn't only count as a game, but it also counts as like a community and organized play and all this other sort of stuff. And the idea is like if you buy all the cards, you still own something that's absolutely fantastic that you can play forever. But I am fully aware that that is not even like the majority. That's weird. That's not even like the majority of the experience is playing the game anymore. It's just like, you know, the community, going to events, having support. Like if they even said there's no new Netrunner cards, but like organized play was still gonna go on, I'd be like, that kind of sucks. But I don't know. This isn't worth saying. Yo, chat, I gotta catch up with you. The revised core set really confirms that this is a blind side. I think it totally does. Like, it's so weird that they put so much effort in rebooting this game and making this beautiful entrance point, let alone the new deluxe has this like fantastic entrance point of having cards for every single faction, which makes it probably the most recommendable second purchase if you just bought the core set. I don't really care for the single player experience. That was whatever the box behind me is called. And then this goes on to other weird stuff. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but Rain and Reverie, every like pack has a symbol associated with it, and the symbol for Rain and Reverie is an omega sign, which is the final letter in the Greek alphabet. And there was always like some weird rumors somewhere that people like maybe they did it on purpose, being omega. This is the last set. So how long did they know this was happening for? I don't. Ah, boy. Yeah, chat. Sorry, I gotta catch up. Yeah, Alpha, that really does suck. You still have a game, and there's some positive stuff we're going to talk about, mostly this thing up here, which just seems really important. I don't think it's full over. Yo, Navy, how's it going? I was just about to buy into the game. I got hooked after playing the core, but now I can't justify the cost of a game about to die. I don't fully agree with that, Navy. Like, it might actually be in your best interest to grab, if you have a core set, like, just grab 4 deluxes, and you'll always have something forever that is a fun thing to sit down and play. Like, it's... I still think Netrunner is worth the money, even if there is no organized play or the game isn't growing. It's still great. The thing is, it's going to be hard to find these things because they're not going to print them anymore, and I really don't like that. Waiting for whatever Android card game is coming. What are the odds that it's all negotiating technique and they announce an 11th hour deal? Super unlikely. I'd be like incredibly surprised if that was the case. It doesn't seem like a good business decision. Maybe it jacks up the market for like a hot minute, but you can't do that. It's like, you know how difficult it must be for them to put out this message? And then to be like, JK lol, it's, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. They announced it a year ago, there would have been no surprise. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's fair to blame Damon. I think the biggest problem is communication. I'm not blaming Damon at all. This can't be. Like, no matter what, this is something that was happening, and it probably had nothing, almost 100% had nothing to do with like Michael Boggs or Damon. This is all a business thing. Like, this is a license agreement between 2 giant companies like Asmodee and Hasbro. At the end of the day, I don't know if one person's gonna be. I was gonna have an emotional first comeback stream, but Andre's blowing me out of the water. So deep. Oh boy, I'm holding it together. Like, I'm surprised. It was the time I found this out. I was at work and we were like getting prepared. We are going off to E3 the next day, and like you just see like the messages from Slack. We have like a Montreal Netrunner Slack just being like, "Oh shit." I think that was the message. I'm like, okay. And like, this is not anything anyone saw coming. Like, this is the furthest, and again, this should be obvious. This is the furthest thing that we ever could have seen coming. Like, if they said, hey, there's going to be no product for 6 months because we didn't have an upcoming cycle because Michael Boggs is a new person on the thing. Yeah. Makes sense. Fucking hell. Conan, what's up? Even harder to find people to play with. Yeah, that's the problem with the organized play falling apart. It is hard to find people to play with. So if it's... I still think you can do it to some extent. It's going to be hard to find people that are new into the game, but if it's the sort of thing like you have a group of players that you regularly play board games with, it shouldn't be that hard to sit down and have a fun game in Netrunner. It also helps with like making sure everyone's on the same level of skill and stuff like that, which can be difficult, but it gets easier. 6 months out, people will stop dropping collections. Yeah, maybe. I just don't know if people are going to be buying them. Big old corpse kitchen, what's up? I wonder if there still would have happened if they rebooted the game a year earlier. I don't know. Slow the tears though. It was a gunch fun. My wife actually called me and asked, "Are you okay?" Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it's weird, and you know, I'll be the guy talking about how much like a card game meant to me, right? Because it's not just the game. Yeah, so much like immediately. This game means so much to so many people, and you saw this. Like you saw the ripples of this across the internet. It's not only people that play Netrunner, but it's like people that have played it, or like people that understand how great this game was for like representation in games. And man, it's nuts. There's a rumor that WOTC increased the price by 4 times. Fucking hell. I've also heard, like, I'm not a rumor person, but like I've heard some like really wild rumors coming out. Like the idea, so it's also kind of like an interesting wrinkle here. Lucas Litzinger, the original person who rebooted this, now works at Wizards of the Coast, and he actually went out of his way to say, like, firstly, this sucks, which I think is obvious, and then said, like, I just need to confirm that I'm not working on Netrunner at Wizards. I've also heard some people talk about, I don't know if you saw Cyberpunk 2077. Who was saying this? Maybe it was like Team Covenant. I forget where I heard this. But they were talking about like maybe they're going to use the mechanics of Netrunner and throw it on Cyberpunk 2077, the new like CD Projekt Red game, and make a Netrunner thing. That seems so wild and so far out. I don't know. Yeah. It's a game I always play, but it just breaks my heart. Pikmin, I feel you. Like, yeah, it's something I'll probably always play, and I'm never gonna sell my cards. I'm always gonna have them. It just, I don't know. I thought you couldn't copyright mechanics. What does WTC license to FFG? I don't actually know. I think it's the mechanics. I'm pretty sure you can copyright mechanics. I'm I'm talking out my ass. I don't know, but I know they obviously are paying them for licensing. They're not very clear. They don't go into it really deep here. They just say like, what do they say? However, as much as we've enjoyed developing Android, our currently licensed term is coming to an end. So it doesn't even say like that they were offered to renew. It's like the most open sentence they could have possibly put there. I'm wondering too, there's so many Magic clones out there. Why is this different? What exactly do you mean, Vincent? That's also like a big thing about this game is that there are so many like dude on board games. You know, so many games that's just like I'm gonna play a dude and clear your board and do all that great stuff. And Netrunner is like the one game out there that was so wildly different, and currently nothing else delivers this sort of experience. And that's another really really big issue. They copyrighted the sweet link icon. Dr. Apathy, see generally Baker v. Selden 101 US 99 from 1879. Is that about mechanics? Doesn't MTG own the tap mechanic? Tap is copyrighted. Holy fuck, for real? You look like an ale. FFG lives and dies by the Star Wars license. They aren't going to play games with a license. Aren't going to play games with a license or without a license. Yeah, at Team Covenant they were talking about it. They do a podcast, and they had one episode just dedicated to Netrunner. They played a lot of Netrunner. They spent a lot of time investing in the community there, and talking about like, yeah, what happens if FFG loses Star Wars? I don't know. And I think their quote was, every single company that's had a Star Wars license has lost the Star Wars license, which is pretty wild. Hey, Diet, how's it going? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm trying to hold it together, I'll be honest. It's been difficult. Sad talk. Maui, what's up? Good news is FFG is doing emergency print run of R&R. Yeah, there's a lot of news still to go through this week. I think we're just going to brew on this one for a bit. Yeah, Neil is not tap, right? That's fine. They own the tap symbol, not the mechanic, says Apathy, okay. Netrunner has this sort of personal expression in both the deck building and the playing phases of the game that no other game was able to touch in any remotely close way. The asymmetrical part of it amplified the effect by a lot too. Yep. There's so much about this game that is so good. Ruling. The court held that a book did not give the author the right to exclude others from practicing what was described in the book. Only rights to exclude reproduction of the material in the book. Alpha, what about L5R? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. What about L5R? L5R is owned by FFG, fully owned. Oh, okay. The wife and I play Star Wars Destiny, and it's just so shallow compared to Netrunner. All comes down to dude damage. Yeah, a lot of those games are about board control and dude damage. I casually play Hearthstone. I should know. Um, and this one is yeah. Elaniel, how's it going? Long time no see. Welcome back. There's so few cyberpunk sci-fi themed games, and even fewer that so perfectly capture the theme of its art and mechanics. It's like really difficult for me to talk positively about this game. Not like I'm gonna fall apart if I do. Like if I start spewing, I'm gonna lose it. So we've saw this a lot coming back from E3, right? Like there's so much stuff. There's so much like sci-fi future apocalypse stuff that's coming out. Like you see so much near future sci-fi or like far future sci-fi that's coming out, and it's all like fucking grim dark, like just the worst. Everything is dirty. It's like, you know, kind of like Blade Runner sort of stuff. And like Netrunner was always really cool because it was like way more positive than that. And to some extent, you saw that in the cyber what's it called, the 2077, the CD Projekt Red thing, right? Uh, Netrunner's good. At least there's still Arkham Horror. That's a good game. It's a different itch, but it's definitely a very good game. It's totally different. On a positive note, what do you think about the player initiatives like Nisei? Yeah, this is probably the next logical step here. Just so that we don't brew too long in this, and then I literally crumble. This is a thing, and you might have seen this. I hope you have seen this and heard of it. It's in the top bar. It's been all over Reddit. I think it's stickied on our Netrunner, and it's in the top bar here. It's something called Nisei, a fan-organized dedication to continuing Netrunner, which is a pretty cool thing. And this is on a StimHack thread. It's admittedly a bit nebulous right now what's going on, but there's still Netrunner right now. Wait, we're not getting here yet. We have some cool stuff to talk about because there's a fucking timeline here, right? So Jacking Out is happening, and this is happening on October 22nd. So what does that mean for Netrunner? Rain and Reverie comes out next week. That's a thing that's coming out next week. That's a deluxe expansion. It's this green one that has cards for every single goddamn faction. And if you want to look at spoilers, they exist. Go to r/Netrunner on the Reddit, and there's a couple image galleries that have all the cards in it. It's kind of hard to look at because it's so good. Like that box seems so... Nothing seems like incredibly busted. Everything seems strong and interesting. There's some really good designs. It's also like a cool love letter because there's so many pieces of art that they finally used that we've seen floating around. I've gone through a lot of the art Netrunner because of all the stuff we did on video editing, and obviously Matt Zellinger's art opens this stream. There's a whole bunch. Oh, Kelf has it in the Twitch chat. A link. Yeah, there's so much art that they just finally ended up using, and from either my understanding or my guess, there's just stuff that do like, put it in there because we have it and we want to use it. Maybe they're saving money, I don't know, but it's good art. Also, it's kind of interesting too because Rain and Reverie, I think people were talking about this on Reddit, how it's meant to be a more focused narrative experience, and now you start seeing cards that are kind of like veer further away from that. And it also just seemed like there's so many cool cards and mechanics that they just were like, well, the game's over, let's put them in Rain and Reverie, which makes it like this super cool fucking capstone to this beautiful game that they're not making any more of it. Do you think Iron Art was designed to have cards for everything? Or basically a box version of the last cycle, and they designed maybe... That's the thing, Maui. Like, we'll probably... Maybe we'll not never know. Maybe someone wants to talk about it later. But it feels like that. Like, it feels like an entire cycle in a box. Which is cool. It's really, really, really cool. Also, we didn't get the various champ cards. Yeah, so I've heard rumors about that they're champ cards. So there's, when you win a championship, Worlds, Nationals, you get to design a card. And so far, the last Worlds designed card that came out was Deuce is Wild? Okay. So there is rumors that there might be more champ cards at Worlds. We might have them. If WTC is the villain in the piece, though, will they blow up JNet? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, rumors, Kelf. I don't know. I don't like talking about rumors. Someone told me this. I don't know. It said they're available as download later for Worlds cards too. Yeah. So that's the next thing. Rain and Reverie comes out, and then the next big thing is I love the name. Is the Magnum Opus, which is the last Worlds. Knowing that this game is over, they still said, you know what, fuck it, we're having Worlds, which is really cool. It's a big event. It's a really big event, which I think is so cool. Because these two articles came out at the same time, and then some people were like, "Fuck, the game is over. I'm not going to Worlds," and other people were like, "Are you kidding me? It's the last Worlds. I gotta go." And I'm definitely in the latter camp. We're going to Worlds, so we're day 1A. I think everyone from Montreal is day 1A. We have like a lot of people going. I think the most we've ever had going. If I'm not mistaken, it might be sold out because you can reserve your tickets. This opened up on June 16th. It might be sold out. I don't know. Tataki saying no, day 1A, boo. I think day 1B was technically the more competitive day because then people can scout decks, I guess. I don't know how the process works. But we went 1A because we want a day of rest before the big thing, so it seemed like a good idea. But this is not just the normal Worlds. It's a 2-day event plus finals plus everything else. But they're doing like a lot of crazy shit on top of this. They're doing this thing where you're assigned gang factions, and then throughout the day you design a card for your gang faction. There's another article talking about it. Yeah, Lost Scorpion of 14K. So I think we're Lost Scorpion because we're day 1. And you design a Netrunner card that day, and they'll print it and give it to you by the end of the day. And I think it's actually like a legal card, not for the Worlds tournament, but for other tournaments, that like other organized tournaments. I have no doubt that the prize support at this thing is going to be fucking nonsense. Because they got all these altarts, right? I don't know if you went to Worlds last year, but they basically, you got tickets for winning or just like participating in events, and you trade those tickets for altarts, and they have like altarts. Like I got an altart Gabe, like some of the oldest altarts in the game. They just have. They can just print them, right? They're FFG. So like I have no doubt they're just gonna try and get rid of all that shit, and like it's gonna be nuts. If you haven't signed up, try and sign up if it's full. Tell FFG to make more spots. They do that if there's enough like demand. That's how capitalism works. And they're giving t-shirts this year. Last year they didn't give t-shirts. I think we got a hat. I like a t-shirt. Thank you. Anyways, I've no doubt it's gonna be dope as shit. It's gonna be like a cool sign off to like official FFG play. It's gonna be cool. Read these articles if you want. It's gonna be super cool. Hope you can make it. Super psyched for t-shirt. T-shirt's gonna be good. It's also different because I think this one actually might only be Netrunner. Because they actually divided. Worlds used to be all the games at once. Last year it was like the same days where I think it was Thrones, L5R, and Netrunner, and now Netrunner gets its own time and space, I think. So like, it's gonna be real cool. Pat, what's up? Keep checking my email, make sure I did indeed reserve my spot. Pat, you're 1A, right? I have money on an Android Crime Syndicate game. Yeah, Spaceman, that's actually a really big point because while Android Netrunner won't be printed anymore, they still own Android. And there's a lot of other games in the Android universe, obviously none as good as Android Netrunner. There's New Angeles, a pretty dope semi-hidden roles board game. There's that fucking abstract one that I don't like. So they have no doubt they're talking about like the Genesis role-playing system and making like a role-playing Android universe thing. So also if you're into this game because of the lore and the story, and again, it's worth mentioning how good this game has been for representation, and that stuff still exists, which is pretty cool. Mainframe, thank you. Yeah. Have you actually seen Infiltration is one of their old ones. Is Infiltration the one where you're going up the tower? It's like a push your luck game. That one was actually pretty okay. Patrick says, I don't expect to make it past the cup. I'm a bit excited for the role-playing events. Yeah, there's role-playing events. Like, it's just nuts, so. That NAPD thing, too? I don't know what that is. Time for Android miniatures game? Yeah, right? Destiny or whatever it's called. They can still do stuff with the universe. But it's just not going to be the Android card game, which sucks. One versus many. Yeah, they mentioned that, right? They mentioned a one versus many thing, didn't they? Some battle royale thing. This is Fortnite. Anywho. What up? Yeah. One of these goes to the news. Which one? I think it's this one. Also, what's fucking weird is they actually printed the World Championship decks, which was a surprise. Everyone thought the game's over and they're not going to print these, and they are printing them. These are going to be a bit different than before. I think some people already have these. I think they may be out because these are print on demand, which means they're not like the official card quality you expect when you buy Netrunner products like this. They're the POD ones. So if you've seen the old alt art cards that are printed internally at FFG headquarters, they're that. The colors are slightly different. They're sometimes like cut wrong, slightly wrong, but they're totally still playable. Put them in sleeves, you'll never notice. But if you want to get these, they exist. This Corp deck is killing me. It has one IPO in it. God fucking damn it. This one's and one SMC, right? Apathy, one fucking SMC in this. Wilfy, you dick. Why'd you do that? But there's some pretty good cards in here. Like, you know, Levy is nice. Indexing's a nice full art. Also, these are the full arts from the revised core set, so that one stim hack is wild. That was 2 IPO, 2 SMC? I think it's 1 and 1. Oh, it's 2 SMC, excuse me. I think it's 1 IPO, though. And also 1 scarcity. Oh, it's 2 IPO. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. 1 scarcity is right. That's also a bummer. I don't like that CI deck, but the runner deck, oh boy. The runner deck is pretty good. The CI deck is technically illegal because Violet Level Clearance is an illegal card now. And Fairchild 3... No, that's the only problem with this deck. Fairchild 3 is restricted, but nothing else is, which is wild. This deck didn't have food in it. Yeah, you only have to buy 6. Woo! Anyways, this coming out, available now. It's out. So go get that. And of course, Rain and Reverie is coming out on the 28th, which is next week, at least in North America. We saw a bit more. Again, all the spoilers are up, but we saw the Criminal ID. It's a First Nations person. That's fucking rad. They're reprinting Desperado. Shit's good, man. Oh, man. If this game kept going... Like, why did this game end now? It is literally printing, like, the coolest stuff. The art is so good, too. This Wayland card. I think MC has a misprint in that deck. Get out. What does it say, Ninja? Alpha saying, you think FFG will release another LCG to replace NR? I don't know. I doubt it. I think they probably just, like, doubled down on L5R. That seems to be working for them. Some people say it isn't. I don't know. Hey, Jason. Hope you're well. Hey, you too. I'm okay. I was a lot worse a week ago. That was the thing. Like, this news came out on a Friday, and then Saturday I was on an airplane down to LA to, like, fucking hang out with community people for a whole week. So it was kind of weird. It was like, wow, everything kind of is miserable. But also, I gotta just focus on this other stuff, which... So, it's been strange. But again, it felt like a breakup. Like a... It says agenda counters instead of power counters. Oh, weird. Poglos saying Firefly got a movie? That's probably cool. I don't know much about Firefly. Got to run to Chicago Regionals, which I need to keep my mind off the impending loss. Oh, you had to run it. Oh, shit. Hey, good for running it. Yeah, you guys gotta keep busy, right? Don't focus on this stuff. Keep busy. Yeah, the news felt like a puppy. It like was really heavy. It's like, wait, I feel like I immediately lost something, and then there's all these other issues, right? Because it's not just the game, right? The game is one thing, but abstractly, and I'm not even selling myself on this. You can always still play the game. Like, you own the cards. You can still play the game. But, like, that's what this game means to so many other people. Like, it's the friendships. Like, I'm going to fall apart if I talk about this. Can't do that. Like, coming together with people and playing. Like, we had people worried about it on our Slack channels being like, hey, if we don't have this game, will we still, like, hang out together? And I think you will. Gelf is saying, do it. I'm not going to do it. Yikes. I'm glad my wife is understanding my feelings because this is hard in a way she just doesn't get. Ah. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. This is fine. Uh, oh man. So the other stuff. This is Nisei. Nisei is an initiative that a bunch of like prominent figures in the community are doing. Which is cool because people want to continue playing Netrunner, and it's definitely worth saying there's so many people that there's so many card games or games in just like in general that have existed or have been out of print or just have been canceled, and people are still playing them. You can give me 1 second. I just actually need a Kleenex. I'm gonna walk away for 1 second. I'll be back. I'm not sobbing in the other room. I actually just need to blow my nose. Ugh. Hey, Julien, how's it going? It helps out on the front. The 1.0 Thrones meta still hangs out, even though nearly none of us play Thrones 2.0. Hey, that's super cool. How's it going, man? Dude, this game in your channel helped me through a tough depression. If we're going there, lol. But thank you and everyone in the community for your passion. Thanks. Hey, Red, how's it going? That does the air. Fuck, holding it in. This is healthy, right? Anyways, this is Nisei, which stands for the Netrunner International Support and Expansion Initiative, which is a bunch of like community people getting this game still going. And I love that it's called Netrunner because it's technically not Netrunner. Ciao. Okay, wait. This is important. We got to get through this. So there's a person that we've talked many times before, drink water, on his channel called Jacob Morris. Jacob Jacko is the person who does like the unofficial FAQs and to some extent like the official FAQs. And he is the acting president of a group of people that have come together to continue Netrunner support. And what that means, that actually means like a lot of stuff. I don't know if you've had the pleasure of playing in some of the StimHack organized play stuff. They did a lot of leagues. They specifically like stepped it up a bunch. They've done a lot of online stuff. They've done a lot of in-person stuff. Shout outs if you ever go to Worlds, especially this year. Have we have a confirmation whether there's going to be another team tournament this year? I really hope there is. I'm assuming there is, right? Oh yeah, man, that's actually worth pointing out. Nisei, the acronym is obviously from Netrunner, but Nisei also means in Japanese second generation, which is pretty on brand here. I think one of the original names for this project was actually the Black File, which I reformatted it, so this is not gonna work. We just have to go to manually. Which was a card that says the game doesn't end unless you die, which is fucking awesome. But the idea is that a bunch of people, and you probably know a bunch of these names, are coming together and they're trying to support or are going to support Netrunner in the future. So that means a lot of, according to Russell in YouTube chat, their first goal is organized play. So they're going to make sure that there are tournaments, whether they have to be digital, whether they're going to be in person, where people can continue playing the game when there is no longer official support for Netrunner, which is super cool because that means even if you are not, if you bought the game or you want to get into the game, which mind you is going to be kind of difficult because they're not printing any more cards, so you're either going to have to buy secondhand or proxy. And a big thing about this game being not printed by FFG, if we want to focus on the positives, is that no one's going to give a shit about proxying anymore. So if you want to have a printer or go to a place and have a printer or go to your friend's printer and print off all the Netrunner cards, you can probably play Netrunner at the most competitive tables and it won't be an issue. So to some extent, accessibility goes up for the game, which is kind of cool. Ink is expensive. But the idea is that there will be organized play for those who want a competitive itch, for those who want regular gameplay. I have no doubt that will continue going, and they're going to do that. On top of that, they have pledged, and if you check out, they have links to their FAQ, which is like Google Documents, and then this goes on and on. I'll be honest, this shit is like scary well organized. They have like this is, okay, I thought that would be longer, but if you go into this, they have like like their spreadsheets and their role lists, and it's okay. That also was not as long as I thought it'd be. I've dug through this, and there's like people putting notes on shit, and like they're working together. This looks like really, really hardcore. Printer ink is the most expensive fluid in the world. Yeah, it's more expensive than blood, isn't it? It's goddamn nuts. And I'm getting a black file tattoo. That's pretty cool. I think the Netrunner tattoo is going to catch on to some extent. Anyways, these things are not opening because... Oh, no, here we go. But, like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let me tell you, and if there's anybody that you should be, like, confident that the game is going to go on, just like these people are, obviously, they give the biggest shit about Netrunner, so they're going to keep at it. You can get involved if you follow these links. They want people to make content. They want people to help with organization. They want people to do graphic design. They need largely, right? They need people to do so much stuff, and this is all going to be community based. I've no doubt you're going to find tournaments in the near future where prize support is made by people, and people put their own time and effort into this just because people give a shit, because there's no other game like this ever. So, game's not entirely over. Far from it. And there's so many cool stories of games that have been canceled, like the Star Wars original CCG that came out years ago. People are still playing it. It's not going to be the same, but it's going to be cool. Let me tell you that. It's also a bit of an interesting thing. We're going to have a very steady and healthy meta with this last box. Only 1 or 2 issues. Yeah, the last box looks really good. Random Reverie looks great. The hashtag future channel on Slack is where the discussion is happening. Totally worth pointing that out, VK. Thank you. If you're not part of the StimHack Slack, look into it. I think it's just stimhack.slack.com. Anyone can join. It's public, and they have a bunch of channels in it: regionalized channels, interest-based channels. Check out the Atom channel, and the Atom Lounge, and they also have one for the hashtag future or hash future if you want to check that out. And you can get involved, find out what's going on, give in your input. I have no doubt they're happy to have anyone there. I have no doubt that the future of wanting to play Netrunner is going to be a thing. So it's not that dire. It's still pretty dire. Not dire. It's obviously very upsetting because this game means so much to so many people. But there's still going to be something there. It's also definitely worth saying that all the websites that have been the staple of the Netrunner community, things like Netrunner DB, Alcien went out and said that this website's going to be up for as long as people are playing the goddamn game. So huge props there. And of course, Jinteki.net, they publicly said they have no interest in shutting this shit down. So you're always going to have a place to play this. Whether you need maybe in 7 to 8 months. I don't know. Maybe no one's playing on this. They won't pay for the hosting space. I don't know. But you can always have a place to play. Whether you just need to shout out to your old friend that now lives halfway across the planet and be like, you want to play some Netrunner? So be it. Dartstar, what's up? Thoughts on the internal format now? All cards have been released. To me, the idea that the first 2 cycles are gone arbitrarily seems weird. I think it's good that the first 2 cycles are gone. The fact that we have all the card pool means it's easier to make other formats. I think on the Team Covenant cast, they were specifically talking about you can just roll a 5d20 dice and just randomly say these packs are legal, and you can always make new formats, which is super interesting. Also wild. There's no more currents. There's no currents in Random Reverie. Sorry if I spoiled that. I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's it. It's weird having a closed card pool. But there's a lot of things that are going to be now solidified about how this game works. And maybe we'll find a tier 1 deck. That's the fear, is that by Worlds we'll find the clear tier S+ deck. It's unbeatable and is absolutely broken as shit. And then it's going to be up to the community to be like, this is our new most wanted list, or this is our new balance changes, or we're fucking not playing this card anymore. And that will happen. I have no doubt that the Nisei people, if something's really bad, will be like, scarcity resources, ban it, restrict it. I just picked that card because I hate it. What about the first 2 cycles with the MWL applied? That's an option. That's definitely an option. The thing is, from my memory, at least, the first 2 cycles just have a bunch of mediocre cards and then a couple that are kind of busted. Maybe you just want Keyhole back, right? Face scarcity. Can we ban scarcity right now? I don't know. Maybe restrict it. Maybe make it 1 influence. Just make it a bit harder. I wish it said first time per turn, stuff like that. No DLR on Ditaki. You don't know how to have fun. There's also a lot of other cool ways to keep this game going. For instance, you can take your cards and make it a cube. If you're not going to build decks anymore, say that's the way that you decide, make a cube. Sleeve them up, have 150 cards. I don't know how big a cube is, 300 cards. And then just bring some friends together and you just draft. If you never drafted Netrunner, it's pretty wild. Really fun. No ban list is an untenable thing. I think Salvage Vanadis will pretty much always have to be banned. Yeah, there's some stuff that just shouldn't have been printed. Bleed no Keel or Rotash will riot again. Oh, is the standard cube with 320? I don't know. I don't know, actually. We'd have to look it up, what the big boy cube is, or the StimHack cube. I don't know. It's going to be a very long and painful discussion on what to include in the format. It's going to be cool. Whether it's democratic, but like it's so easy for someone to say just because there's going to be a lot of people wanting structured play to be like, hey, my name is so and so and this is my tournament on Jintegi.net. I didn't mean to do a stupid voice, but like in my tournament you can play with these cards and not these cards, and if it looks good people will join in. I have no doubt. I'm gonna miss the lore and the art. Yeah, yeah, a lot of these artists that you're familiar with on the bottom of the cards, obviously you can still follow them. They still will be making cool art for stuff and games and stuff. Yeah. Sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh villain. Yeah, the lore will continue, right? Because they own the Netrunner universe, so that will continue on. It really will. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Kethwell, how's it going? MTG cubes are a minimum 360. Yeah, I guess it depends on deck size, though. Like, what's a deck 60 cards in Magic? I honestly don't know. I've never built a Magic deck. I think 100% there'll be more Android games. No doubt there will be, because they want to fucking capitalize on that hole that they punched in through a bunch of people. MTG limited is 40 soul. How's it going? When you draft is 40. Okay. Ralph, how's it going? Welcome back. How you doing? So Ridley's in Smash, huh? Oh boy. Yeah. There's also discussions like, what about if WTC Wizards goes and makes like a CCG Netrunner? I'm fucking not into it. No CCGs. XO, what's up? I assume Wizards wants to monetize the digital format. That's also a thing, right? Like, a Richard Garfield game is coming out. A card game specifically is coming out through the nice people at Valve. Everyone wants a big old card game. There's a chance Wizards wants to like make a digital Netrunner. Will it be as good? No. Physical card games seem pretty fun. Maui, Andre, when did you start doing A&R content? I remember the old unboxings with you, Patrick, and the third guy. The third guy is Benoit Gascon, who is the North American National Champion of Netrunner in 2014. No big deal. We started making content July 2015. It was like, what? 2.5 years ago? 3 years ago? It's almost like to the date. Like, we're almost on the 3-year anniversary of this channel. I'm just going to scroll down for a while. Limnell, how's it going? Missed you last week. Glad to catch your stream so I can watch while I hit the hey. Hopefully you're sleeping good. It's been a pretty mellow stream so far. We've been like emotionally distressed, but otherwise it's okay. This should scroll down further. Did we just get jammed? But the first video was from the regionals in we've been doing this for a long time. I honestly should pull up the stats. I don't think I'm gonna show anything that I haven't that would be bad to show. Maybe some chat messages I haven't answered because I've been pretty bad with that. Also, sorry that like on Twitter I just posted, by the way, the game's over, here's a link, and then just like ghosted. It seemed like a thing I needed to do. Was not wanting to be talking. Yeah, this channel, I think we're just at the point where we've hit, where is it? Yeah, this just got hit. 500,000 views. It's fucking wild. We've been doing this for a bit. That's a stupid number. That's a dumb number. If you go to like to the analytics, like you can check minutes watched of this since we started doing it. It's real dumb. Like a lifetime. What do we want to do? Minutes watched, lifetime 15 years. Like this is silly. It's silly. Thank you. I think the anniversary is like July 15th or something. It's in July. It's not just yet. 100K, that's probably for me. Yeah, like we obviously a lot of people gave a shit about this game. We're not gonna dwell on that part because then we're gonna fall apart. But on their second most watched Canadian games channel, watch place #1, I'm sure. Yeah, we also made like a shit ton of videos. Like man, back in the day when we made these like, you know, edited the produced videos of the gameplay, like those took a really stupid long time to make, which is, you know, there's a clear change in how we made content here. Because these, you know, you can do these in like 2 hours. But like, god damn, when we used to do these things in person, and like I don't regret it. It was so fun. It's actually like a big way I learned to do the things that now I do professionally. I learned motion graphics, had a lot of time working with production equipment. It was great. You know, I always transitioned to lifestyle vlogging. 15 years of the grid. That's actually totally like worth mentioning. So if you're wondering about the future of this channel, at least I can commit at least until Worlds. We will 100% still be on this channel, which means we have a couple more unboxings to do. We still have to do the last stuff right whenever it comes on next week, which is going to be the most fun unboxing. Again, not going to lose it. But we're going to be continuing making content until Worlds. For sure, Worlds is the beginning of September, so that's a couple months. After what happens, I don't know. I would definitely be interested in figuring out what Nisei is doing and covering that sort of stuff. I'm obviously very invested in this game and want to see it keep going. But again, time will tell what's happening. But I can say for sure we will be on the road to Worlds. I say this all the time. We have regionals next month in Montreal. Whether we're gonna be filming gameplay, I don't know. But man, this really is like a breakup. Yeah, Pagos, it felt like that very much. Mick got second at a regionals on Saturday. Of course, Netrunner gets canceled when I finally get good. Congrats, yo. What'd you play? IMHO, you can still play on Gintech and keep having fun Thursday evenings. Yeah, like, man, I keep saying this, but Thursday evenings are, like, the best. Like, literally the best. And so, like, this is going to still happen. I look forward to every Thursday so much. The bummer is, like, if we haven't said that sentence enough tonight, is that less newer players are likely going to be coming into the game because it's a harder sell at this point. It's going to be harder to find products, and I don't know, maybe at some point Nisei and then more new people come into the game because they realize you can just proxy all the cards or play online. So I'm kind of scared to see whether the numbers drop. I don't do this for the numbers, but it's just going to like feel bad to be like, oh, this game is not being experienced by that many people, you know? But we'll still be here. Rudy, how's it going? Just came into the live stream to support one of my favorite Netrunner channels. Thanks so much, Rudy. Thanks for the kind words. How are you doing? I was watching the Smash Bros. Melee documentary, and there are actually a lot of parallels with this community. It gave me some neat perspective, I think. And that's like a game that they've been playing forever, and it has no, like... That's a kind of cool thing about that. Like, imagine Rain and Reverie is, like, just the coolest thing, and the meta is, like, super crazy balanced, which it might be. And then, like, you can play the game forever. Like, people have been playing Super Smash Bros. Melee for... When did that game come out? Like, 2004? Still has a real big scene. See you at EVO. Alan, I'm already a stupidly complex game to get into. Knowing it was always a dead game will probably mean very few new players will appear. I think that's a pretty realistic way to look at it, because this game has a learning curve that's kind of more akin to a wall, for better or worse. Probably a bit for worse, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes. You got 50 people watching and be sad about the game of shit, man. Just here to Netrunner and chill. Yeah, like today is going to be a really chill thing. We'll probably actually end up playing a thing. Oh man, there's other new stuff. Again, I didn't organize this well, but this is the Run Ends With You, which is a Dean deck list. If you don't know Dean, Canadian Darling, Canadian National, or Worlds, top 16 multiple placer, build a deck, and all these cards are like, and all the gifts are like fucking memories. Really cool Netrunner memories. I think I know most of them. This was at Worlds last year. Well, Dan Dargenia tries to CI 7-point combo out, and then like a Hades shard comes out off of a Street Peddler in the middle of the combo, and Dean wins on the spot, and Dan takes it really well. There's the fucking hot tub. I think, what was it? That's how Team Covenant signed off. They're like, no matter if the game is, what was the exact sentence? It was fucking great from Mr. Woolley, from Steven, saying that, like, even if this game doesn't exist, you'll still all end up in the hot tub, which, fucking great. And then there's a bunch of other memories here. Which ones can I recall? This is fucking Dan getting salty after losing a side game, I'm pretty sure. This is, you gotta watch this game. This is like a fucking ridiculous game where I'm pretty sure there was an uniced agenda in a remote for the whole game from Dave Hoyland against Timmy Wong like 2-3 years ago. And then I don't know how it happened, but Timmy Wong decides to run R&D for this crazy single axis and just wins the game. It's like quarterfinals or semis or something. Anyways, it's good stuff. And all these cards are like cards that were very meaningful either in decks that Dean played, or, man, have you ever seen Dean fire a Tribunal at a regional or a Store Championship in Toronto? It was fucking disgusting. This thing fired in like an NEH Rush deck. It was hilarious. I can build decks for people to use when necessary. Pretty sure I have a critical mass of cards. Exactly. Like, you can always play this game as a board game, which is cool. I got at least 2 full sets, probably more. Always demo shit ready and keep on playing. Locally, nobody really plays here anyways, but my wife enjoys losing me, so there's that. VK, you remember that Tribunal Fire? I think chat was just guilty, 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 just spamming guilty. It was the wildest thing. It was the finals, if not the semifinals. And someone face checks into this thing in like an acid heavy NEH deck and had their board ripped up, and everyone's just sitting there like, what the heck happened? It was wild. It was super wild. Just like so great. I went to bed at 1 a.m. and 2 hours later I'm still up. You speak so much said Andre, well worth watching. Thanks so much, Ed. It was exactly 3 your sources. Well, the other reason I'm bringing this up is that Dean is streaming. He has a farewell stream. I think it's weekly. I think it's Monday nights. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't had the pleasure of tuning into it. Oh, beautiful pictures. Yeah. It's a celebration. Streams into Worlds, so Dean is doing it too if you want to check it out. Dean is also playing Dead Cells, it seems, which is a pretty good game. And other things too. But yeah, the run ends with you. Also worth knowing on the Twitch side, there was a regional at Atlanta that was streamed by Ben Terrell, if you want to check it out. This is pre-Rain and Reverie, obviously, but it has the newest data pack. It's a pretty good regional to watch, a lot of really cool play. You see a lot of like well-known faces and people playing on it, of course. You're joined by Hollis and Alec. It's Alec, right? I think it's Alec. I hope I'm not fucking that up. Tribunal's still 6 to break for MKUltra. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. Do you play any PC games you might want to stream? That's like another thing is like, okay, if Netrunner doesn't exist, am I going to stream something else? And like, maybe. I doubt it. That's kind of been what's so great about Netrunner specifically is that, oh, Nick, that's you. Oh, shit. I did watch that. We can't spoil it now. Like Netrunner was this like beautiful combination of a game I'm obviously very passionate about, a game that I'm not bad at, and I like streaming. And there's like no other thing right now that would possibly satisfy that. As much as I casually do play games, it's gonna be really hard to hit all those points. Why not stream a tabletop RPG on here? I've never RPG'd, but I'd be interested in doing other stuff. Like abstractly, I'd be very interested in doing other streaming, but I just don't know what that would be because there's just been nothing that's been like, oh, this is as big of a deal as Netrunner is to me. It's the only way you didn't trash that bankers. Yeah, that is a thing worth saying. Yo, okay, Dan, watch your game. What I think there was one turn. Was it you? Yeah, I think there was one turn where like you trashed one card, and they had obviously CTM's ability, and then like CTM's ability and advanced AR enhanced security. If you trash one card, go trash 2 or 3. There's no way you'd only trash one card a turn. I think that was a big misplay you made. Oh yeah, Lancer regional production value is fucking dodge pong. Killing it every day. Might be streaming our regionals in July. Oh sweet, corrupt. Do you know on channel? Hashtag drop mix. You should consider getting to L5R for streaming strategy discussion. I don't know. I haven't tried L5R yet. From what it's been described to me, it's probably not my thing. I also really don't care, honestly, that much about the world it's in and the theming, and that's kind of a big deal. I'm one of those people that's kind of uncomfortable with the box art too. Like, I don't know. It's probably not for me. Keep Netrunner running until the wheels come off. Sometimes watching a stream is more fun if the streamer's not good at the game. Just saying. Because when I watch me play Hearthstone, I'm fucking good. Level, I think I'm 15. Great. L5R is Kappa. I wish somebody made a JNet for Arkham, to be honest. JNet is what makes Netrunner so streamable and popular. Yeah, it's obviously very hard to stream this game. You can play Arkham, I think, reasonably well on like that tabletop game on Steam. Also, Steam summer sales today. Oh, also SGDQ is next week. That's going to be cool. Farah, how's it going? Or Farrell, L5R. Yeah, sorry, afraid it's not my thing. Cool Beans, you're still going to continue with Metroball Grid, right? Yeah, TWA ended their podcast. So they did. I think they did a final one. And you're seeing other people that are coming up with that saying like the thing is over. No, we're definitely going to be streaming at least until Worlds. And then obviously excited to see what happens after that. Timothy, what's up? Late to the stream tonight, but I've always appreciated your fun streaming of games, the passion you show, and also looking up and meaning. The meaning and lore behind cards and card names is hugely appreciated. Cheers. Thanks so much, Timothy. So glad you've been enjoying it. Thanks so much to all the people. Like, I don't want to eulogize this channel just yet because we have a lot more stuff to go. This is just like a rough Thursday where we get to sit and talk about stuff, but we're definitely going to be keeping at it. So thanks so much for the kind words. I'm doing Arkham in Unity, but it's a very long-term project. Actually sounds pretty cool. See, like you see, play Cyberpunk 2020 campaign or something. Again, I've never RPG'd. I don't think I'm particularly good at it. My improv skills are like mediocre. Hey, World Championship decks are up at 600 DPI, and Corrupt will be streaming the regionals on First Strike TV on Twitch. Not day 8. No, we're not. Too good for this world. Yeah. Oh, man. One Last Job. Murphy's One Last Job Kickstarter. I'm not sure what that is. I feel like there was even like more news that I'm forgetting to tackle. What was it? Was there more news? Because they canceled the game. That was like a pretty big one. That happened. The theme on Netrunner was on point. I'm going to miss cracking open data packs and reading the story inserts. I really enjoy the business first story so much. You know what? I'll be honest. I haven't read the inserts in a long time. Which is weird. Because the old, like, I don't know, if you watch the old stuff on the channel when it was, like, even not like the JNet stuff, even before that, I think my descriptions were actually, like, lore heavy. They were actually, because I read all the inserts, and they were, like, fun. They were, like, little short stories. I don't know if people read those things. I still, like, spend way more time reading the fucking YouTube descriptions. Yeah, we did talk about Magnum Opus. Again, if you can go to the Worlds, I highly recommend it. I know it's going to be great. It's going to be a cool send-off. It's going to be like a mixture of a wake and a cool Netrunner event. Oh, people are going to get fucking wasted. It's going to be wild. Drink responsibly, y'all, but it's going to be wild. Yeah, they're printing a card that y'all make during the tournament. It's going to be cool. Ryan Cronin and Adam Cabrera from the SF Meta made a card game that's very Netrunner-esque. It's on Kickstarter. Oh, weird. The final line of story text that we get in Rain and Reverie made me cry. Not spoiling, but damn, it hits hard. Ah, fuck. Favorite alt arts for me, Noise and the Imp. Shit, that's a hard question. I do like pop-up window. Yeah, Sapphire, how's it going? It's okay. It's okay. Alias, I missed the start of the stream. How much cleans did we go through? We went through one. It was all right. There's a lot of things I couldn't talk about. So what's going to be hard is when I'm recording content, be like, this is the unboxing for Rain and Reverie. This is the final card. And that's going to be stupid. It's going to be cuts in it. Andre's fine. Everything is fine. We're fine. This is healthy. This is fine. Altered pop-up window is way too spooky. It's like the most beautifully garish thing, which it should be, considering the theme. I think it's fantastic. But that's definitely not my favorite alt art. I don't know if there's a place you can look at all the art arts. I think you used to be able to do that on Aku. Zachary, how's it going? Just recently rebuilt the Tampa Bay Netrunner group. Ah, fuck. I agree, this news hitting hard last week. Going to be doing all I can to keep things running in my area. Zachary, if you don't know, firstly, how's it going? If you don't know about Nisei, look into this. People are going to be continuing the game after this. But yeah, again, there's just so many people. And you saw people coming out of the woodwork saying, like, either I've heard I'm about to get into this game, I've just got into this game. I used to be in this game, got burnt out, but I was coming back because everything's been so good with the reboot. All that stuff was coming out. And, like, literally, again, makes no sense. They obviously wasn't to do with the game itself because you could tell how much effort they've been putting into making this game good again and how successful it's been. The meta right now is great. Ezra, how are you doing? This is fine, meme, right? Crying's already committed to streaming it again. FLGS, July 29th will be the regionals. Oh, Kian is agreed. Oh, cool. Sweet. July 29th. First Strike TV, Twitch. Someone made a playmat with the pop-up alt art. It was amazing. I haven't seen that. That actually sounds pretty good. Hey, Nick, what's up? Joined in. Did we get the World's Prize support? No. Did we? Am I missing something? So what's up, Nick? How are you doing? Oh yeah, fuck, this is the news. This is the news. The news is this. Rain and Reverie is coming out, right? July 28th, that's next week. And then people were scared as shit because we're getting ridiculous stories like Asmodee Canada receiving 200 copies of the thing. 200 copies for Canada. And I don't know if you know about Canada, but our population is at least like 6,000. So like, so many people won't have it. And people were getting scared. You have, I think Australia was either getting somewhere between 60 to 0 copies. And the thing is, they're not printing any more of the game. That's what they said. They'd be like, well, we're not printing anymore. Like, that's it. So Rain and Reverie was going to be an item people were worried about scalping. And then you got, like, images of people getting copies of, like, emails saying, sorry, we couldn't complete your pre-order and stuff like that. Luckily, as of today, because of tweets, FFG did tweet out being like, yo, by the way, we've heard that Rain and Reverie, and you can't tell whether they decided to print few copies as a conservative idea because they were worried about printing product that wouldn't move or that people would be burnt out about Netrunner. But they said we're going to reprint another thing, which means if it's true and Canada's only getting 200 copies, you can probably get one in the hopefully near future after that, because apparently the stocking on this is absolutely fucking nuts. Again, 200 for Canada is what I heard, and again, Canada, there's at least like 2 towns up here, so I don't know. And apparently you can FFG just restocked 5 hours ago if you want to grab it off their website officially. I don't know what the shipping is to Canada. It's probably let alone Australia, but at least America dollars are more than Australia dollars, same as Canada. Anyways, so that kind of righted itself. We'll see how it goes. But again, as of October 22nd, there will be no more product. So there might be like this mad capitalist dash to like, let's fence everything. We're going to fucking eBay everything. And that scares the shit out of me. There are like 5 towns. Yeah, like what? 2 of them are Halifax. I think there's Hamilton, Aurora, and then one of them's on the West Coast. I think I'm forgetting Winnipeg. That's probably it. The shipping to Canada is like 40 USD. That sucks. It's real bad. Holy shit. Hopefully pre-order with your store. I went to Winnipeg once. I've heard a lot of casinos are there. That's all I know really about Winnipeg. Winnipeg Jets. I think you're all saying Canadian cities that are not real. We've probably made up for like this hour's 22 minutes. We're getting really Canadian content on here. This is fun. How are we solving it? Is just pre-order as many as possible and assume some won't make it. Sell any spares to the people who weren't lucky in our city. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like that's the way I sing. Is like, do I pre-order from 3 stores, buy them, and then just like sell them to my friends who can find it? Not at a obviously not at like a rate, but maybe that's not wrong. Beaverton. Yeah, that's there's 2 cities. Beaverton. Horns fan, how's it going? Worst case, I actually haven't watched the Beaverton. I know they have a new show. Mapleton. That's not. That one's probably real. Human, how's it going? Hey, kid, want to buy a stim hack? Yeah, there's CanCon requirements on our streams, right? Like, we're going to have to play a bunch of, don't say Gordon Lightfoot. That's who I went. I couldn't figure out who sings the Northwest Passage. Is it Gordon Lightfoot? Alright, this is how wild things are going. It's Stan Rogers. Fucking hell, listen to this song. It's really good. Stan Rogers died in an airplane accident in a fire, but the airplane was on the ground. He was like rescuing people from it. Fucking hero. Drink some Keiths, eat some poutine, play. We covered. All right, can we do the feel the plot after this? Can we make a Tim Hortons stream? Okay, we've gone too far. We lost the plot a bit. God save the Queen or whatever. Okay, I think that's the news. Keith's is barely a beer. That's largely it. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. We are on a very. This is a legitimate copy of Windows, like it was before. And one of these, I can't play the Stinger again. I haven't set that up. So welcome. My name is Andre. If you haven't heard, Netrunner just got canceled 2 weeks ago. That's obviously really hard news for so many people. If the stream was last week, holy fuck, would it have been rough. But I feel for you. I really do. And there's some positive stuff in the future if you can come to Worlds. This Netrunner initiative looks dope. So them's the news. Now, obviously, I didn't prepare any decks. So also luckily this week, there's been a lot of cool regionals going on, a lot of events, and there's some pretty dope-ass decks on Netrunner. And now every time we do something cool, we'll be like, wow, look at this really cool deck on Netrunner DB. We're going to get kind of upset. Did my internet go down? No, we're still good. Oh, I spelled bad. Man, that sort of stuff now. Like, you're scared. Ugly crying is the best crying. I won't lie, I ordered one from FFG just so I don't pay money to scalpers. Doesn't say Canadian shipping hurt, but I want to guarantee I get one. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with guaranteeing you get one. That peace of mind is worth $40, probably. I'm rolling the dice a bit here. I'll be honest, but I honestly don't think scalping is gonna be a big deal. I think FFG is gonna FFG just saying we're gonna reprint more copies should have destabilized the scalping market entirely. I wouldn't get that worried about it. 1MU. Oh, it's a 1MU SMC. Oh shit. Hey y'all, if you want to get the what's it called? There's scans up here, right? 600 DPIs. If you want to, what they do every champ deck as an honor to the championship winning player, they take one card on it and either make it a lot worse by making it cost 3 credits or a lot better. And so what they did in this pack is they took self-modifying code apparently and they made it 1MU, which makes it a lot easier because that 2MU actually was a pretty big deal on your rig. It's not gonna, oh, it's gonna, yeah, that's good. That's really good. You want to get that while it's hot because it's a printed card. It's not actually gonna work like that, but that's funny. I think they goof it up. I think they didn't do it last year, but they did goof it up in the first one. Whatever, that happens. It always happens. It makes it so much sweeter when it does happen. Because these are POD'd, I'd be interested to know whether they can fix that quickly. Because if they're like, you know, printed from their Chinese printers, it's harder. Because they print like at least 200 for Canada. And it's harder to go back and fix it. So that's kind of funny. FFG, gosh damn it. They goofed again. But it's a better SMC, so get them while they're hot from the POD press. All right, let's play some Netrunner because I honestly haven't done it in weeks. We have been watching a lot of... I've just been like spectating competitive lobbies in Kentucky.net. Gluten-free Wi-Fi. Oh, Paperwall. Subroutines. Yeah, maybe because they printed 200 for Canada, they can just burn them. Yeah, there's a lot of cool decks floating around too, because there's a lot of cards that came out that are pretty new. Some things that I don't understand entirely, like the fact that everybody thinks pad tap is really cool. What's with that? Why is pad tap in people's decks? Why are there 3 pad tap in everyone's deck for 1 influence? I don't get it, but it's something we're doing. This, okay. Obviously, this is a deck list that just won the Atlanta Regionals. Shout out to the, I'm not going to spoil it because I just said you should watch it because you really should. But that card showed up more than I thought it would. And there's actually a cool deck here from the Colorado Regionals. Another thing is like everybody and their dog is playing 0, whether or not they're playing it with Clan Vengeance, which is kind of wild to see. But this deck actually looks kind of cool too. It's just, it's pretty, what the fuck's happening? Why? Somebody tell me about this. Why are people doing this? Frying pan in the can, aloha. How's it going? Best goof was original French translation of Kit, which was better than the English version. Turned ice into a code gate until the end of the turn. C'est pas mal. Pat Tap's Drippy Con, the worst case in the mini siphon. Okay. It's sometimes a credit per turn. Or you could just play Data Folding or Underworld Contacts. That's how I'm going to see it. And then it turns out it's going to be good, and you install it for 0, and it's not bad. I think the coolest thing about pad tab is obviously it's not unique. So there's some points where like you draw against Paulina and you gain 3 credits, they gain 1, which is not bad. The question was like against pad campaign, do you trash a pad campaign just to get your pad tap on? I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna give into it, Taki. We're gonna try it for sure. Winter World gets to choose how FFG destroys the remainder Netrunner stock at the end of October. Man, I hope they make something like a fucking castle in it. They can all be good as advanced assembly lines. Yeah, it's free. Okay, well, we're going to play this deck. It's a null deck, which is something that doesn't show up on this channel a lot. The shoutouts to Remy, because Remy was saying null Amakua value is a reason to play it. And so we're going to do that. It's a pretty standard deck. You see a lot of decks like this that are just like the same Anarch shell is everywhere. Like 1 or 2 Amakuas, the Heat Breakers, Pad Taps. Some people are running Maxwell James. This deck is doing Fisk Investment Seminar. I guess card draw is a bit better with null because you're discarding cards. But we did have a cool card draw card that just came out. This deck has Levy. I like the other one, the Atlanta version, better just because you get free card draw with Max and it's more fun to play. Or is it actually, no, the other one's Val. Maybe it's not even Max. It's probably Val. What is it? Oh, it's Max. Max is generally more fun to play, but we'll try this one to start. We have no also burst multi-axis. I think this one has a deep data mining, which is really good because you have no way to close the game on your own terms. That's a very valuable card, especially when you can recur it. While decks like this have to play a more honest Netrunner game, where you have to like actually get a bunch of accesses either with the turning wheel. You just can't close the game out. You can cheese the game out with like indexing or deep data mining. Here we're gonna have to play it. And like if they're playing a levy in a deck that doesn't like have that much card draw, it's kind of clear that they want to go for the late game. I guess you're gonna get a levy a bunch faster with Zero, but we'll see how it goes. The remainder of the rest. Data folding is 3 credits, pat tap is 0, 3 is greater than 0, QED. I feel like there has to be some set theory there that you need to explain before you can conclude that. Let's give it a shot. Again. Oh, by the way, rien, it's 0 in French. It's all a good joke considering null and 0. It's good. It's a cultured thing. My FLGS is ordering up Q4 OP kits, so we still wait. Oh man. I haven't seen the imp kits yet. Are those out? Do people have those? Is Zero the most click efficient card that's ever been printed for installable? It's actually like, it's weird. So Zero is one of the new cards that came out, and I did not think that this would be played so commonly in decks that did not even have support. Now, Zero is a card that trades 1 card randomly a lot of the time for 2 cards and a credit. So in terms of card advantage, it's like clicking to draw and gaining a credit, which makes it very comparable to the baby, to Symmetrical Visage. And this card isn't that common. It's better in decks that have to click to draw, which Anarch isn't doing that much. But the big difference with Zero, which makes it so exciting, is that it has a chance of hitting I've Had Worse, which makes you draw a lot more cards, draws 5 cards, and there's a lot of cards that you actually want to get in your bin. The fact that you can throw out your paperclip, get a credit, and then run is really sweet. And there's decks that are running Zero without even having the self-damage support of Clan Vengeance. I thought Zero would... Well, Zero is obviously very good in the self-damage decks, the decks that are really into Clan Vengeance. Maybe they're playing Respirocytes and Officer Frank and all that fun stuff. I've been playing a lot of those decks. But even people have been playing it just as like an Anarch version of Symmetrical Visage. I need to do more testing with it, which is what's really exciting right now in Netrunner. But I don't love it without Clan Vengeance, because I've seen people like, just to draw an extra card, they end up throwing out a stim hack, and they're like, there is some exciting Anarch randomness to it. This deck also only runs 2 inject. That's weird. Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. Andre, can you say that word one last time for us? What do you mean one last time? We're still gonna be here. Plague. Did not meet the chat. That's good. Card content. Tony, how's it going? Tony Samana, evening. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome to the YouTube chat. You mean scam? Well, it's unfair to say you're net only 1 card. If you like the cards in your hand, you play them. Otherwise, they don't matter. Yeah. Is it comparable to Proco? It's sort of. It's once a turn. It's way easier to install. It's not a resource, so it's much harder to get trashed. But it kind of is comparable to Proco. I think that Symmetrical Visage is easily more comparable, considering it's cheaper and it also has the once per turn clause. So I think that's probably the best thing to compare it to. Now, 0 plus Titanium Ribs, I've Had Worse, can be cool. And those self-damage decks are all running Titanium Ribs, so you're trashing like your extra copies of cards, which is huge. It's also really big if you've seen the upcoming Anarch, who is Nat, who has been spoiled in the marketing material. That's an Anarch that wants to play with low hand size. And if you ever tried playing already a low hand size deck, this hand has no draw, but you can do worse than that. We also have operations and resources. I think we need card draw. This hand is like stupid greedy. Okay. Thanks, you too. It's also really good for that. Actually, wait, no, it's not. It's good if you trash your unique cards that are hard to get rid of, but there's other ways to do it. Yeah, Tobo, that was quite the nuts hand. I just don't know if it's what we need. I want a bit of card draw. No drama cam this week. Had to give it back to the employer. Yeah, it was their camera. We had it for E3. We gave it back. I also just reformatted my computer, so I had to build everything. They're naming event, which is fine, because that lets us play our 2 resources, and then next turn we can jam a bunch of events. Because whenever, this is Asmari, which they name a card type, and they get 2 credits if you play one, so you want to play as many in the same turn. It's kind of counterplay, not 100%, but we're not going to give them a credit right now, and we haven't seen what kind of deck they're playing. It's a 44, And we want to get our money up so we can play around hard-hitting news, C-Source, and just be able to trace through a lot of their ice. Null's ability also, I'm going to forget about that, so let's try and remember. So a pretty good way before they play Scarcity is to get as many resources down so that we can get our money up. Cards we're going to play around, hard-hitting news. Newshound is super popular. Endless EULA is also really popular. Hey, Janktivist, how's it going? Happy Thursday to you as well. Zero is comparable to Deuces, basically the card that you hit as a play Deuces Wild. Yeah, but even more limited. And they named Event again, so I think we're going to play a bunch of stuff. We're going to play a bunch of events. We need a draw. Might as well get some value here. We have a Current, which is okay. Now, they're probably going to keep naming Event until the end of time, which kind of sucks. So we probably want to play multiple events this turn. We don't have that many options. I think we maybe want to draw once more. All right, getting this in the bin is okay. If they're playing wraparound, a lot of their other barriers we can trace through. And if we want to play a second event, just the Dirty Laundry Archives, it gives us 3 credits. It means that we have runs, so they can hardly news us. So we'd have to follow that up with a Liberated Accounts click. That means we'll have only 5 cards in hand. So we can't discard any of these, which is kind of rough. But hopefully we draw into 0 and we trash some of them. So whatever. Bear, how's it going? There's no Windows warning. How do you know it's genuine Metro Grid? Yeah, this is a Windows 10 home now. It's been okay. I had to disable Cortana real fast because I'm not into that at all. How's it going, Bear? It's like build script, right? But it's reusable. And that's huge. You can hit it every turn. 2 clicks for the Fem, that's half your turn every turn you want to use it. You know what's fun? London Library and Femme Fatale. Reset the Fem token really messes with people. Yeah, it's a cool combo. I've never actually played that one. I think there's easier ways to get Fem value. I like the test run is probably good enough, but there's a lot of cool things you can do. The birds on the London Library, good. So this could be an NGO front. We're going to be able to recover if they make a lot of money. Worst, like, 9 credits. What do they res here? Like a Chiashi? They can't. An Anansi? Unlikely. We might as well make them res it. It's very likely that this is, in fact, an NGO front. So we could play the Hacktivist and run. The thing is, if it is an agenda and we can't get through this, which we can't get through code gates, and Enigma would be a pretty good hit here. If it's a barrier, we can run, install, run, take money. If this is like a, what's it called? The degree mill, we have 2 cards to shuffle back. I think we're going to check it first. If it's an NGO front, we won't get the mill, but we can then play this. We want to keep this to play over Scarcity if we can. We can just trace through this, so they can just trace us. We generally pay 3 credits. We can reduce the strength to 2. So we can still pay 3 credits. Tribunal would be dope. So this looks like it's definitely an NGO front. There's no way they would rush between this. Now the problem is here, if we take, like, we could have ended the run and then played Hacktivist and gone on with our day. But the thing is, we'll take a tag anyways, so it's about equal to just clear the tag here. So this is definitely an NGO front. Oh, it's a Biovault. That's a turn of event. Why would they do that? That means there's an agenda in HQ. So I'm pretty good with running HQ here. It gives us 2 clicks to bounce this. If this is an Archangel, it'll suck because we lose this. So I think probably the safe thing is to hit Liberate it and then run HQ. If this card gives us 2 tags, it's not even that bad, but I'm scared about Archangel either here or in hand because we don't want to lose this. I guess with 4 credits on it's fine. It's a wraparound, which is fine. And there's definitely agendas in there. So it's probably best in our best interest right now to draw to throw out the paperclip so we can contest this next turn. Or we can wait until we have HQ multi-axis, which again, this deck doesn't have besides Turning Wheel. So that's not that great. But getting this into the bin is pretty good because they can get through 2 things. And they definitely have an agendas in HQ. This also probably means they're playing 5-3s. Which we also could just poke R&D. There's a lot of things that give us a tag, though. And we don't want to end our turn with the tag. It's not the worst. Let's draw and throw this out. Gamble's an okay draw. I didn't even pay attention to what they... We got to pay more attention to that. Don't signal you have Clippy install from hand next turn. Yeah, there's a chance they might not see it coming. This also looks like they have a lot of AI hate in their deck, so we might not want to go for Emakua this game. And yeah, maybe we wanted to. The thing is, like, they have to double ice this anyways because there's a trace on this bad boy, so it's not that big of a surprise. I'm simultaneously watching Quacktopus stream and he's judging you for drawing last click. I don't know who Quacktopus is. We did draw last click there, but that wasn't a bad play. We explained exactly why that was the good play. Man, I love drawing last click. Get a lot of shit for that. So, like, what could this possibly be? It's unlikely an agenda. If this is a news hound, we look dumb if we play Hacktivist, but this is probably Rashida. That's my guess. So I want to actually play the Hacktivist because we think they have agendas in HQ. They said event, so we play the current. We want to play this current too, or by event, I mean the event and the event. So we could play one run, see how it goes. Again, if this is a news hound, we look stupid. It's a Raven, which means if this is a 3-1 agenda, if this is the, what's it called? The, you know, the Quantum Kitty with the beautiful League art. It would be bad for us if we go through this. I think we can just jack out here. We want to play this. We could consider running HQ. There's probably agendas in there. Now, if they res Rashida, it's gain 3 credits, draw 2, because they have to trash one of their cards. So I think we can play the gamble and run HQ. I think it's best for us to do that in the reverse order, though. In case we hit like a TGTBT. That seems super unlikely. So, whatever. It's fine. This costs us 5 to get in, which is a bit expensive. We're not getting a lot of null value so far. Could be an Ares, but it doesn't make that much sense in Esmari. It's actually probably a defensive upgrade or Rashida. It's most likely Rashida. It's another Bio Vault. I guess we'll go ahead and trash that. Because we'll still be up at 8 credits, 10 credits. Oh, fuck, no, we can't place your gamble. Beans. Well, we're not going to be punished by hard-hitting news. It's just shitty that we gave them 2 credits that turn and weren't able to play two events. So we can click Liberated to get 8 credits. That's probably the best. Because they could like Rashida into hedge fund to hard-hitting news. And if they score that to go down to 0, that's fine with us. It dispels our current, but they go down to 0. And they do have the hedge fund. Going to HQ for 1 single axis is pretty good. And they're calling event again. So giving them 2 credits when they're at 9 really doesn't matter that much. This server's going to be taxing no matter what. We have no good way to deal with this one. We have no fem. We have no ice destruction. Wow. That's really good if we have our hand zapper. No hand zapper yet. So we want to throw this one out. We can throw both of these out. It's actually maybe good to keep one in the hand in case we lose to Arc Lockdown. It's less likely we need their Sentry Breaker. I think we can hit HQ twice to get some single axes. Because there's probably an agenda in there, considering that they were prepping the Bio Vault. Yeah, there you go. Now, in for a penny, probably in for a pound. We also should have checked whether they mulliganed, which actually changes a lot. They kept their hand, so... This is also the restricted card. You can use null to ditch the breakers. That's true. Doesn't change much. For what it's worth, I don't think you can ditch null to trash a breaker to install it on encounter. Because you already hit that. And that's a Gutenberg, which is a pretty interesting ice. That means that they're more likely to be running the 3-1, the Quantum Kitty. Because it's a taxing piece of ice. It's a pretty good ice, but specifically good protecting Kitty on HQ. Or R&D, excuse me. Here comes the mid-season Thunder Seeker Punitive. All those things are fine. Could be a punitive deck, though. You are right. If they had more money, I'd be more scared of it, obviously. And we've played only one I've had worse, so. I don't think this is a Rashida. Maybe it's another Bio Vault. Maybe they have 3. Looks like they're on defensive upgrades, though. They're definitely on hard-hitting news and tag punishment. Yeah. Naming event again, mind you. This deck also has a restricted card. What is its restricted card? Because we're probably not on strike if we're playing Hacktivist, right? Oh man, we could have played a Kamalo deck. What are we doing? Do we have a restricted card in this deck? I probably should just check here, actually. Oh, Levy. Yeah, that's super weird. I don't know if we're going to come to that. So let's get our... Okay, we have 2 events, which is good. Whoa. Okay. I guess we can play 2 events. We really want our self-damage card. Oh, they advanced that. I'm still pretty sure it's a Quantum Kitty, considering that we saw the Gutenberg. Vous avez rien. Oh, merci, mais ouais, c'est vrai. C'est vrai. Let's just get this down. I wish it was an economy card, and we're going to play 2 cards a turn to get around that event tax. Is Dharma straight better than Bio Vault? Not straight better, but it's a really cool card. There's a Quantum Kitty that we called. It turns off the current. So they are running some amount of 1-pointers. I still think hammering HQ for a single axis is pretty good. They called event again, but we really want to find our 3 copies of our draw engine, basically. We want to find our zeros. That's not what a 0 looks like. 0 also doesn't look like that. Now, we could save 3 credits, but giving them 2 credits. I think that's fine, because we still come out ahead. Or we can just wait till next turn, because there's no rush. Yeah, next turn we're going to play 2 events. So I think we can just click for a credit here and throw out our 2 breakers. Again, if we're really scared of Arc Lockdown, we could just run this and install... Oh, no, we already have one. So we could just run this and install our MK Ultra. I'm not that scared. There's not a lot of end the run sentries in the game. Is this deck on mining accident? Again, I didn't pay enough attention. It's not even. The economy in this deck looks pretty weak unless we get this pad taps down. And pad taps are losing value considering like probably 3 of 6 of their econ cards are out. I'm a little sad you're not even trying to make the deck list of the week work. It's like madly illegal. Fuck, that's another card we wanted. Okay, they're on event again, so we'll play this one first. That gives us the most options. Still not the cards we wanted. And look how much pressure we have on HQ. I think we want to make single axes. We have 2 cards to bounce their hand if we need to. Hit a degree mill, which I don't know if they're on. And they have more money than us. Now, C-Source Exchange is actually pretty viable. You're saying draw again? That actually might be right. But let's see what our turn is. Otherwise, we would do install this, run this, what gives us a click left, and we'd have 2 cards in the hand, so we can draw once more. Again, if that's a Rashida, it's okay. If it's a Beal, we look bad, and this could be a Beal deck. It doesn't look like it's a big 5-3 deck, considering they're running 1-pointers. So this easily could be a Beal. It's in their best interest to jam agendas, and it doesn't look like we want to contest this. So we'll go HQ. Gain 2 credits doing it. Get a single. Yeah, it's all kinds of illegal. It has 3 Astras in it, I'm pretty sure. It's an IP block, which is fine, and we'll go ahead and career fair this one out. We have more card draw for next turn. It's not a Rashida, probably a Beal. Maybe we should have ran that. I was really looking forward to seeing Princess Space Kitten's runner ID. I always thought we'd see it eventually, but with the news at the end, I guess we never will. Yeah, there's a lot of things that like, there's a lot of like storylines that just kind of end. The thing is like, you probably see Princess Space Kitten in other Android stuff, like the following card games and RPG stuff that they're making. So not everything is lost, Shang. Re-icing R&D, that's likely the Gutenberg, which is can trace 6 or something stupid. Trace 8, 7 strength maybe. What's that is the question. They call event again. We're hitting credit parity. I ship Princess Space Kitten and dinosaurs. We really need to hit our combo card. We need to hit our 0 real bad. Now this is an annoying server. This one we get through for trace 3. They in theory could put all their money into it to make sure that we get a tag, which is kind of the scary prospect. We can also break this for 9 credits altogether with the install, or I think it's 8 credits. Then we have to do trace 3, or actually we break for 3. I guess we could actually throw a card out here to save credits. I don't think we're going to levy. So we can in theory do 5, 6, 7, putting us down. We take a tag, so it's like 10 credits. It's pretty bad. I really want to see Andy come back. No, Andy was not gone forever. 3 pat tap against Asmari means you make more money than they do. Yeah, that's true. 3 Asmari right now would be really sweet. We got to draw. Fucking nothing. Let's just set up. Okay, we found it. We found 2 good cards. We're going to throw out some stuff here for sure. This is the card we need, but I don't think we need to show that we have it. So we want to play the most credit positive cards. They can always go ahead and trash this. 17 cards left in our deck. This card we're probably going to lose anyways. Like we can't play it while we're playing 0. It's too difficult because we'll probably lose it. So it's probably coming down to the same old thing, which we need to keep. So we'll throw it out. And 2 of these might be overkill. This Hacktivist doesn't even look that good. Yeah, we'll see. Money is definitely important. I volunteered as a Nisei dev. Princess Space Kitten will not be forgotten. Hell yeah. And that's the exciting thing is like now in Netrunner, the people can create the stories they want. That's a food, right? Big old Beal. Oh, it's a big old Beal. Rami was fun, but every criminal deck was better as Rami with Rebirth. That's the Val problem, right? Hey, Dominic, how's it going? You're still around? We're definitely going to still be around for time to come. Don't worry. How's it going, Dom? Okay, they called event, which is great because we didn't plan on doing it. I think we can just, like, we can contest this remote from now on. They're on 4 points, which means install advance can be game, but our engine is good. We want to get this down. We want to get probably 2 of them. That might be overkill. And there's a chance we lose this one, so we'll go on the 50-50. Zap. We failed the 50-50. But this is a really good thing to zap. So this card does a damage, and that powers up our Clan Vengeance. So we can now run Archives and access 4 cards. It's really good pressure, but they can just install advance this turn. It looks like they will. So we have to contest this remote. Could be game. It's all going to come down likely to the credits, and likely we have credits. Let's get one more. Fuck, we hit that one? Seriously? I think we just run it, throw this Black Orchestra out, break through all this stuff. And we can access almost all of HQ. Like, that's how dope this is. We basically just wiped HQ. That's how strong Clan Vengeance is, and you don't even need a dedicated deck to do it. We have to run this. We really do. I'm pretty sure it's an NGO front, and then Caesar's Exchange is going to be an issue. I'll put him on game point. We definitely run this one. Oh, that's the wrong run. Excuse me. We got to go fix that because we got a turning wheel counter. Oh, undo click is an option. I forgot about that. Yeah, this deck needs more stim hack. Just having better card draw, like we've gone through a lot of our deck, but so much of it comes down to opening with this. I think we should have mulligan for that. I guess we did mulligan anyways, but yeah. So we're gonna hit this, install our MK Ultra. We'll go ahead and take the tag. We're gonna use our friend Null to throw this card out. So it's strength 2, which means we save 3 credits. So far our ability has given us 3 credits all game. So value town. Break 3 subroutines regardless. We can, and then we're gonna access an NGO frontier. Oh, it's a food. Okay, so what's the chance that we just win? We're pretty sure they're in Quantum Kitty, but we're gonna end our turn on 6 credits, which is really scary. But we can run archives and make them throw out everything. It probably is in our best interest to remove the tag first. And we can run archives, and the thing is, like, if we run archives, we probably throw out their hard-hitting news. We probably throw out their C sources, and they're likely holding them in hand right now. Because if they mandatory draw, like if they did that play knowing we can get in, they probably have punishment in their hand right now. Which means that we want to run archives and throw everything out before they mandatory draw. Because then the likelihood of us hitting their combo cards is even higher. So this is what you do. You run archives. And before you access, you're going to blow up half their hand. So that they can't, the chance of them hard-hitting newsing us, let alone punishing us, is really low. And we got the exchange out of information. They had 2 cards that would give us credits, which sucks, but it's very likely that unlikely we'll get punished unless they kept the 1 hard-hitting news. Yeah, we want to clear the tag before just so that we don't hit Quantum Kitty. So we still have a pretty good game of Netrunner here. Next turn we're going to start with 4 more credits. We'll be at 10. So even we could clear the hard-hitting news credits. Let's play some Netrunner. Princess Space Kitten, receive taxes from your peasants every time you push a spaceship off the table. I want to buy some death sticks. And now they got to redraw. It's a shame that we lost our last Clan Vengeance. But like now we can slam HQ with Turning Wheel. Like we can do run R&D. It probably would be best in our interest. Oh, looks like you could find a game. Must be nice. How's it going, Steven? It looks like to some extent it might have been our best interest to like do that play while running HQ. That actually probably was better. I think we did misplay there. We should have done that play and instead of running archives ran HQ because we would have accessed the 1 card we didn't trash. And trashing those 4 cards was fine anyways. There's no reason to access them. That actually was pretty dumb. So what could this be? It's super unlikely it's the winning thing. If this does give them the 6 points, then we have to play around breaking news, which sucks. They're playing event. Hopefully we hit not that one. Oof. Steven last night was trying to find a Ray and Reverie game. It was very difficult, apparently. I want to get this down. I want to get some money off of it, because they clearly are C-sourcing us with exchange of information, so having some money should value. This probably is Rashida, so having enough money to contest the remote seems very valuable in the next upcoming turns. And then once we have enough money, we can start just charging up Turning Wheel and running R&D. Again, we probably have to trace through, or get some Omar value, or sorry, null value, and actually break the Gutenberg, which would be a 5 strength sentry, which is like 6 credits. Maybe we just trace it. So far this game, I think we've gave them like 8 credits. We've been actually pretty good. They've only been saying event over and over again, and that has been working out for them because our economy engine is actually pretty good without events. And this is slightly too low, right? Oh, that's better. Hey, Andre, still deck of the week? Not exactly. How's it going, JoJo's? And this card isn't moving. There's also a chance that they get installed double events that we have to play around. Okay, now we obviously have to run it, but it could be the second Bio Vault. Could again be an NGO front. No matter what, we zero first. They played event again, getting through our deck. There's no card we could possibly draw into. I think we just run this and just credit up out of it. Again, it could be Quantum Kitty, which doesn't matter. It puts them on 5 points, and they already double advanced it, so it's basically like they scored it themselves. And we will null away. So null just saved us 6 credits. Hashtag value. We'll keep going. Take a tag. This is another 3 credits. We can always like take 4. Let's see what we got here. Oh, not game. Still, Sea Source Exchange could be a thing. We're still on game point if they do it, besides the Quantum Kitties. But that's why we had to play this next turn. We needed to make sure we had enough money. Not a lot of trickery. Yeah, it looks like their trickery influence was spent on this 2 influence thing. Again, we've only seen 5 influence so far. So I would still hold, like, I would still be a bit worried about this. And we're out of economy, which is the issue. I think we might have another liberated, but that's likely it. Oh, we don't even. And they're hard hitting newsing us right now, which doesn't seem very good because we can just clear it and or boost it. And if they have no money, we can recover it because this card is dope. It gives you 1 credit. Spends 9 to 13. Okay, so we're gonna take it, but we can just clear it. And we'll have more money than them after we clear it. And we need to clear all of it. We don't want to leave 1, so we'll just remove 4 tags. And I think we come out ahead on that because we can click for 4. If they play an econ card, we get money too. And now when they don't have money, we're not really scared because Gutenberg is 2 to res. That's kind of the worst thing, but we can now just slam HQ for 1. If we had 1 bad pub, how good would we be, right? Install advanced credit. Oh, that's Quacktopus. Excuse me. Okay, they called event again. No matter what, we always hit this button. None of these cards are that valuable. Amakul would be super good, but the IP block makes it not so. Alright, so we could gain 4 to give them 2. We could also gain 4 here. This puts us on 9. This is 3, 6, 7, 8 altogether. What could this possibly be? Like, they can't score it. It's likely an NGO front, so we don't have to run this. Is there an SOT? Yeah, there is the same old thing. We definitely can't give them 2 more credits because then they win if this is an agenda. Or actually, they generally don't. So we run R&D. The problem about running R&D is that they could pop this NGO front to gain 5 credits to be able to res this ice for Gutenberg to give us a tag. If that's the case, I think we just simply don't access. So I think we just slam HQ. If they have Biotic, they might be on a win. They only have 1 credit, right? The thing is, if this is likely an NGO front, they can gain 5. Next turn they advance, gain 8, and then we gain a credit. So I think the best play right here is probably just to like slam this for turning wheel counters and try and win off of R&D in the next couple turns. Or even HQ. HQ is more likely. They've been drawing a lot. We also want to make sure our money is up, so I think we'll play this. Next turn we can always do like Fisk, hedge fund, sure gamble, and then that draws us our last sure gamble, likely. A combination of Fisk and this. Do I want to pay 1 here? I don't even think we need to. Green level clearance likely means they're on Jeeves as well. I don't know, because they haven't built another server, but that's an interesting idea. We just haven't seen enough. You need to run 6 HB cards. Maybe they had 1 influence left. I think a lot of times that's what GLC means. Green level clearance. It's like, hey, I had 1 or 2 influence left. I didn't know what to do with it. Just play a pretty good evergreen card. That's an NGO front. It must be. There you go. They gain 8. You don't run that. You check how much money they have. If they don't have enough money to score, you generally don't run it. If we had a hacktivist, definitely would have played it. Excuse me. Having 3 times 3-pointers in your score here and not winning has to sting. So scary card, right? Hey, we gained 1. Pad tap. Worth it. 3 influence. I think we have 2 more pad taps in here, too. Okay. So, I don't even know if this is an issue. They're calling event again. So, if they do biotic, advance, 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 that's 8 credits, which they can't do. So, there is nothing that we're actually scared of right here. Right? I don't think there's anything we're scared of. If they do biotic, advance 5 times. Or 4. Wait, biotic 4 times? They need 1 more credit. So, as soon as we give them 2 more credits by playing an event, then we're in a problem. Then it is a problem. Oh, we did have a hacktivist. Yeah, okay. We didn't want to play event. Let's say that. So I don't even think we have to run this. This is likely another NGO front, right? If it's we play the hacktivist, then when we're wrong, they could biotic for the win. And we haven't seen enough influence. They could easily be on biotic labor. It's a pretty good card, especially with all these like 3-pointers. I remember Coleman seeing someone spend influence on GLC at Canadian Nationals and disgustingly called it the least impactful card in Netrunner. That's pretty rude. It's somewhat like that. It's like it's fucking build script. What do you want, right? Good luck, us. Okay. So we lose this card, we can't levy, but I don't think we're ever going to need to levy. I just think we want turning wheel counters, and we can access all of HQ at some point. We actually just access HQ here. Like, the credit's probably not worth it. We have 2 gambles. Yeah, we should probably just run HQ. We could also just see 2 cards here. Yeah, I'm down to see 2 cards. If they pop an NGO front, are we weak to C-Source exchange? A bit. Yeah, we don't want them to have that. IP block, okay. So I guess we'll gain a credit. They can easily start the turn with 15 credits with 1 click left, though. At least we'll have 10. Oh, we'll also get a pad tap credit at the NGO front. It's not even build script, it's process automation. That's the better one, excuse me. Shang says, I'm so excited for the NBN WHB agenda shuffling cards. I think Gatekeeper's actually pretty good. It might be a cheap agenda they just didn't want in their hand. It could be. And if they scored, it's fine. Like, that could be a Quantum Kitty. The thing is, like, it made no sense for us to run it. It's not a game-winning agenda. Score your Quantum Kitty. It's fine. Fuck, it's a Beal. Okay, so now we lose to 15 minutes. They can't biotic out. Trashing a wraparound. So that might be an IP block. It's technically 2 more credits for us. And let's see what we do here. So we lose to 15 minutes. So I think our best play here is just to go all in and multi-access. Steven's saying Gatekeeper's the best one. I like Gatekeeper, yeah. Does anyone know that if the Twitch iPad app has changed so you can't have video overlay? I'd never used that. I don't have an iPad. Sorry, Jar. Maybe someone else will know. Okay, they called event. Having 7 credits means they can biotic out the win if they have it. If they have one of those and a biotic, which we've seen a couple cards. This might be an IP block. So I think our best play is probably just like gamble, run our top of R&D. Do we even need the money? 0 strength though, that doesn't matter a lot of times. Like, it's 2 subs. It's still 2 to break for a 3 cost ice. It's 3 credits for a code gate for Black Orchestra. It's probably fine. Yeah, 15 minutes we lose to for sure. So we got to make a gamble here, whether it's an R&D or HQ. And HQ, we've seen maybe 2 cards. Let's do it. The question is, what do we do for our last click? It's very unlikely we end our turn with a tag. And if we end up with a turn with a tag, we don't access. I don't know if we have to draw here. I think we run R&D first. It's more likely to be the Gutenberg, which means we need to trash it. 0 strength and 2 strength are pretty negligible. Yeah, it's all the same, right? So that is the Gutenberg. We can make that 4 strength, which changes nothing. How bad is 6 strength? All right, 6 credits to go through that. Okay. We saved another 3 credits. Oh, select the card to trash. This is probably the worst one. So it's now 4 strength, which is still 6 fucking credits. Having extra counters here would be good. But now they're on 5, so again, it's all about that 15 minutes. Woo! Good game. Right off the top. That's the card that we had to play around. Into a GLC, another clean lever clearance. Good game. That was close. Yeah, if they top deck that, we didn't get that. That top deck would have done it. So that was good. It was between that or HQ or R&D. It's very likely they're running that. That was a close one. I don't know if they had anything in the HQ. Let's see if they'll tell us. But we needed the damn, I'm good. Yeah, right? It's also very important to know that because this is a 40 card minimum, they only have 18 agendas. And we didn't do the math, but 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can assume they are on another Beal and another Quantum. So there was one Beal in hand. There's 3 more agendas. 2 more agendas, not including that. So there's 1 in 11 and then 1 in 4. You want to play against a mediocre bullshit deck next? Yeah, sure. Don't sell yourself short. I got very lucky that you hadn't nabbed it already. Oof. There's a chance that was the one card that we didn't... Was that the one? Wait, was that the one we missed with Vengeance? Because if that's the case, that shows how bad that misplay was where we ran Archives. We definitely should have ran HQ for 1 credit to access the 1 card and trash the other 4. Because they're probably not playing recursion. If the one card they kept as preemptive or they top deck the preemptive action, we'll feel bad, but like whatever. At least they put him into R&D. We'll find him. Okay, cool. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. Welcome to or welcome back to the Match Ball Grid. If you haven't heard, of course, they did cancel Netrunner 2 weeks ago, which obviously sucks a lot, but we're still going to be here at least until Worlds, and then I'm excited about this. There's access with 2 cards in HQ is one of them. Ooh. This one. Just now, that we'll be saying mean things about your play while you got and beyond, right? Interesting. I can do it on other streams, just not this one. Probably some weird setting in the background somewhere. Hey, you too. Ciao. All right. I want to try the other one. I do like Max a lot. I like the free card draw. This deck did something. We did get 9 credits of value from Null. That obviously is not even close comparable to Val, who Valencia does get 1 bad pub, and it was very easy to get like 15 plus credits from Valencia, let alone it helps us trash assets and do a lot of other stuff and traces and stuff like that, which would have been better that game for sure. Having a bigger deck, whether that's better or whether that's worse, I don't know. And that Levy, if that was like employee strike, we probably would have been better off too. Film critic actually would have helped, I guess, too. We didn't have to respect. Managed to hold yourself together so far. Oh, yeah, right? What is the thing Andre flashed on the screen that we're excited about? Oh, hey, what's up, Kayak? So a bunch of community players have come together to say that they're going to continue supporting Netrunner after it's not longer supported. So there's going to be organized play. There's going to be tournaments, even new cards. So, like, fucking pumped. My sleeping pill is finally pulling me under. Happy hunting, yo. Look forward to watching the VOD tomorrow morning. Hey, Lamilla, sleep well. Thanks so much for dropping by. Film Critic is a Swiss Army knife of silver bullets. You know me, I don't like that card. I try not to play it as much as possible. I'd rather play Strike, right? Because Mati Makundo is everywhere, and that's a pretty scary card. I think the one card right now on the Corpse set I'm the most fascinated with, because I haven't tried it yet, and I saw some good results from other decks, including the other Atlanta regional deck, is Malia Zaloka, because this card is actually doing a lot of work. It's a pretty good card. Oh, it's called Bendy something. New runner deck. I also think Gatekeeper's the best one because it's the only one that you always play in faction. The others are more conditional. That's an interesting thing. That's also, yeah, it's a fine piece of ice, right? The Hessla has utility. It makes you draw more. I think that's cool. Bendy. Atlanta Regional. We are calling this one Max. Get some free card draw. We're weak, a bit weak to Scorpios and obviously our clock down, but people don't play that, right? I was playing it in my CTM deck and boy can it do work. Yeah, Malia seems great. Man, Malia is scary. Apathy, are you hosting or am I? I think if you're here, you should host. Oh man, I'm gonna get a beer. Fuck it, right? We held together so far. Let's have a cold one. I'll be right back. Andre's a pretty gregarious drunk. I'm a pretty well-spirited dude. Yeah, I think we only had 1 beer on this channel so far. Not a big deal. Oh. Alright. Excuse me. This is Mati Makundo. This ID is real good. It's a good one. Thanks, you too. I know this is making competitive waves. It is super weak to Employee Strike, which is a card that you can almost 100% say Max is not playing because Max relies on Levy. But it's a very flexible ID. When you get into the server, they can install a piece of ice, which means it's very good for asset decks. Like, you don't have to ice your first asset every turn. Steven's saying Bendy should crush this. You want to give me some advice, Steven? I've never played against Mati yet. I've been kind of out of the game for a bit. Hand's pretty good. Got some card draw, got some money, got a Sentry Breaker. And a lot of times these decks rush Cortex Lock and or Komainu. We're gonna keep that one. You might want to hold the Hacktivist for scarcity. Yeah, I think we're gonna hold his hand for sure. But it's a really good idea, and the thing is, this idea also transitions well into the late game because it gives you a free install on a server when they're running, and you can install the most impactful piece of ice. But on top of that, it gives you a free install. It's good. It's good in the early game to rush out, and it's good in the late game. It's a really flexible ID. Super cool. People are comparing it to Paulina. It's more nuanced. It gets hit just as hard by Employee Strike, but it is what it is. All right, 2 econ cards, got 2 breakers. I think we want to set up. If we play Inject, there's a chance that we can't play Gamble after it, considering we have 2 of our breakers in hand. Let's look really quick at our breakers. I think it's just 6 breakers. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We have 2 Maxwells, which is really good. I feel like you should have slotted in Hippo. I don't know. I think Maw might be enough disruption. But Max has a bit of like... It's hard to slot cards into Max because there's a lot of like... Just like boilerplate stuff you need. Like you need your 3 same old things. You need your 2 levies. It can be difficult, but that's definitely a very good card. So let's just set up. We have 2 levies, so we can be a bit... Oh wow, we got all our breakers. And we got a Maw. I was going to say we can be a bit more ambitious with our card draw. Like, against other Jinteki decks, you might not want to... Especially if you're Max, you might not want to inject that liberally. We want to get our breakers into the bin. We want to get all of our breakers into the bin just so that they can't surprise us with any piece of ice. Which means we probably want to draw once more. And that's really good too. So we'll get our pad tap down. So we have 2 paper clips in the bin. Look at the Sentry Breaker out now. If they res a DNA track... Oh, I want to stay on that page. If they hit us with a big code gate with like a DNA tracker, it's kind of rough, but we'll get that out next turn. Steven saying Gamble Inject. I'm on that. You probably want Ice Carver. It's very likely. Ice Carver is the cool one of in a lot of decks. Oh, you want to dance, my friend. This deck has... We lost to Maxwell James, which would be really good to contest this remote. But as soon as we run this, they can get an ice in front of it. So, what do? Do we just face tank the fucker? The worst case scenario is this is a Nisei. A Nisei would be bad. I'm assuming that we just want to play Black Orchestra and then just stim hack the thing. Worst case is an NGO front, we take a brain damage. Best case, we steal a Nisei and we look real dope. I don't know how good this card's gonna be because they're not a very economic ID. I'd rather keep the Maw. Yeah, fuck. Meh. I'd rather actually keep the Inject to recover from the stem hack. Whatever. Let's go. How many cookies did that tonight? Let's see when I've had enough. Oh man. It's a Cerebral Overrider. We just paid a brain damage to take a brain damage. Oh, that's good. Okay. So our hand size is 3. We got our breakers in the bin, I guess. All right, let's keep going. Hand size of 3 will be fine. It's more likely that Daily Cast will be better off for us, so they're definitely trying to kill us. That's 2 influence only. So it's a trap deck, which means we want to hammer centrals. So we just want to get our economy up. This is fine. What's the worst? That was actually probably the worst outcome there. Like NGO front, I don't care to take a brain damage, but taking 2 brain damage, hopefully their economy sucks. Single advanced traps. You serious? I'm stubborn. Don't worry, it'll be fine, right? This is fine. Wait, they canceled Netrunner? Okay, so this is the free ice we talked about. That makes HQ easier to run after. It's an envelope, which I don't give a shit about. I really don't like this ice. I guess it makes more sense in this deck because if they don't have the breaker, you do hit them. Yo, does that automatically do that now? That's pretty cool. This with 2 credits, they can't hit us with a Cerebral, so it's a Gene Splicer. We lost our pad tap. We'll pay 1 to trash that. So with 2 credits, there's not a lot of cards that do multiple damage to us. It could be Breach Dome, but we want to check Central Servers. I don't want to play the Dirty Laundry. I'm just going to run HQ a couple times. Fool me once, right? They would be so mad to see you install Cast instead of folding. Oh yeah, that was an option too. This is a better card, because this is going to be a long game. Forgot we had that. It's an Oboe. Well, that's going nowhere. Hand size of 3. Okay. We died at 2 neurals that they can't afford. We'll be fine. Yeah, in damage decks, you want to install as few cards as possible. Luckily, we are maxed with double levy, so it doesn't matter that much. Stealing an Obokata with brain damage is going to be kind of rough. They could be also on punitive. Getting this down would be good too. We still have 2 levies in the deck. 2 more same old things, but this would be nice. And they can hit us with Snare now, which is actually pretty scary. We just need to keep our credits up, right? And we don't want to lose that to damage. Off-topic rules question, but I can't find an answer online. Does Wasteland trigger off daily cast trashing itself? Let's see. Probably. Yeah, totally. It works off Earthrise. If you trash a card, you get a credit. Yeah, it definitely works, tight. Woo, Motion! Punitive seems more likely with Splicer. You think? Because we haven't seen any small agendas. Now, this could easily kill us with 6 damage. It also could just do 3 brain damage, which would be rough. We lost the Levy and Inject. I think we can just do draw, run. Even if we lose all these cards to damage, it doesn't matter. How much money do we need to break things? DNA Tracker is going to be hard, but we can just tank that damage. Even if we click for a credit, we can't break DNA Tracker. And Nancy's 9. That actually might be worth it. The only problem is if this is what's it called? We don't need to run this. Who cares if they get a 5-3? It's probably the Obokata, right? Maybe it's a double bluff. Run HQ a few times. We need a drop though. The thing is, like, if this is the Project Junebug and we click for credit, we can't draw into a card, so we die to a single neural, which is kind of rough. If we had an I've had worse in here, it'd be a lot easier of a play. So let's just hope that they don't have the Nancy. Yeah, let's just hope they don't have the Nancy. Outdoor Plumbing, how's it going? You think it's the Obo? I think it's the Obo too. Ah, fuck me. Are you serious? This keeps happening. We didn't even have a Nancy credits anyways, right? Because it's 2 to install and then it's another 9 to break, so just fire it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And they still have 1 credit, which is really annoying. It means that they can't score the Obokata, which is okay. There's a chance we could have just gambled there, right? Because if they install the ice, we can now break it. And if they install the ice, then we're not worried about it being a Junebug a lot of times. So they rearrange the top 5 cards. Pay 2 credits to draw a card. So let's see. This is going to do 4 damage to us. Which means that even if we draw a card, we can't possibly steal the Obokata. Unless we draw one of our 3 I've had worse, which is actually 3 and 13, which is a pretty good shot. This deck isn't running I've had worse. Travis, what the fuck? So I don't think we pay 2. We just take the 3 damage because they can't score the Obokata anyways. Do we pay 2 credits to draw a card? It protects this, and this card actually is worth its money. Okay. Oof. Hit us. So we didn't break all of them, so it does 1 net damage first and then 3 more. Hit me. Can I play the next one with you? Yeah, sure. So let's do it. I've had worse would have been hilarious if it were possible and it worked. Yeah, it's not on the deck. Now, if this is a Junebug, we die. If it's the Obokata, we can't steal it. If it's like any other card, Gene Splicer does 3 damage, I think. So I don't think we access this. Well, there's no way we access this. What we do is we access HQ. Do we dirty laundry it? Show of Force doesn't kill us. Having cards in hand seems pretty good. We'll get 3 credits next turn. I think cards in hand is probably better than 3 credits. Man, if we find the Obokata in here, we're going to look so good. It's a pop-up window. Okay. Great. So they can't score the Obokata. They still have to click for 2 credits. And that's fine. They spent a lot of money on that Obokata, and they only did some. Oh, yeah. Click score. The Obokata's in HQ. This could be punitive. That looks like punitive. Let's go get that Obokata. This doesn't fire, mind you. Pad tap does not fire on SSL endorsement because SSL adds, it doesn't gain credits, which really sucks. This card would have been so much better. It doesn't work on Maryland campaign, Adonis campaign, all the other stuff. So we definitely don't want to dirty laundry here because of Obokata. Do we want to pre-install Ice Carver? It's probably actually worth it. Let's see what we draw into. I don't like this card. And we are not scared of Punitive. They'll have 3 credits. Viral Weaponization is interesting. Could have been that. Oh yeah, they can do that. It's a pop-up window with -1 strength. Nice. Oh, we get Pad Tap on pop-up window. Fucking Value Town. It's free. Shit. And now I'm sad if we lose this Pad Tap to the Obokata that we're going to steal right now. So let's just draw once. That's kind of cool. Convert it to Pad Tap. Sunflower, also, how's it going? I know you didn't say hi to me, but that's fine. What beer is that? This is it's a apricot. It's an apricot beer. It's a Saint Ambroise. I like it a lot. Yeah, thank you. You look like a nail. That's it. Install double advance in the remote. Okay, so they're gonna have enough money next turn to score it if it is the Obokata. Now this is a 49 deck. 2 credits means we're not that scared of running R&D, and they can't hit snare, so we probably want to run R&D. We want 4 cards in our hand to be able to hit it. We also need to prepare because we're eventually gonna have to levy like relatively soon for 5 credits and 2 clicks, which is kind of rough. We can run HQ for free, which is good. I think we want to run R&D this year. Even if they score that agenda, they still need to score a Gene Splicer. This also could easily be a Gene Splicer, which I forget how much it costs to res, but it is some credits. That's fucking inane. Let's run R&D. We got another credit. They hedge funded at some point. Lol. How's it going? What's that Corp ID power? This is the new one. It's really good. So when you're about to access the server, right at the point that you're about to access the server, oh fucking hell, we did not play around that. This is fine. We break this for 6. This is fine. It's just as good as hitting it. They can install a card, an ice, in the innermost for free, and then we encounter it, which is super dope. This is why Ice Carver is really good in this deck. It saves us 3 credits on both DNA Tracker and Anansi, if I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. Wait, how does that work? This is 5 strength? No, it doesn't save it on this. That sucks. Hold on. So it's 4. No, that sucks. Ah, shit. La Belle Provence. Have some good beers. You go drink beer at La Belle Provence? Yeah, I guess so. So the question is paying 3 credits, is 1 credit worth a net damage? They can't fire snare. We can't steal Obokata. We can't afford it. That's probably the most important part. Yeah, that sucked. That's the one we lost? Okay. And it's another Nancy, which is fine because they're so far away from scoring it. Interesting enough, we could just run HQ to click for credit to give them a credit. Seems bad. We're going to have to credit up a bunch because we're going to have to same old thing levy. This is really bad. It's really bad. We took way too much damage. We need to get all our data foldings down because money actually is going to matter a lot. And that's what's wild. Like, this is a trap deck that is rezzing big-ass ice out of nowhere. And mind you, Employee Strike, if we played Strike, ran this remote, which, again, it's max. It's not going to happen. Oh, that was our last card. Excuse me. That's kind of wild. So there's no play here besides click for credits. We could run HQ, but we can't steal Obokata, and Snare would be a problem because we have to clear the tag to protect our same old thing. So our turn is that. We can't even have 2 clicks of same old thing levy. For those who don't know, oh, they played a scarce that. I didn't notice that. And luckily, they have to do the same shit. They're now at 10 credits, which, again, this helped them so much. And 10 credits means any server Anansi shows up, which we have to break for 6, which is largely untenable. The question is if we install our same old thing, we're not going to draw it. The thing that costs us 2 credits, so that's going to be a hard no. We could play this current, play this, and then same old thing levy. No, it would break it for 6, which is not bad. I think that's probably better because we definitely have a lot of resources we still want to install. We have all the pads liberated, so turning this off before we levy seems really important. And we don't want to draw this. We might as well just get it down. And same old thing, levy is going to start our turn next turn with 2 credits, and it's a pretty good hand. Oh yeah, shit, we got to throw everything out. Another current seems bad. It's going to be a while until we can play this one, even though it's one of the best econ cards in our deck. but we're so far away from being able to play it. I guess if we draw Career Fair, it would be fine. NGO is so nasty for sure, and I totally blanked on that one, but install advance. Yeah, you see? And Anansi, they can still res, which is kind of rough. We have to set up, we're on the back foot here. Stim hack again, I don't know if we can afford that. And Maw actually is pretty cool, because Maw through pop-up window would be great. Now the question between data folding and daily cast, we need our money now, so I think the cast is better. And if they score this, they can't get an Anansi out, so we can get some accesses. So let's just get our credits up. And we really, this deck hinges heavily on that deep data mining. We need that bad. And when they don't have a lot of credits, so we don't die to snares and stuff. It also lets us trash their motionables. This is 2 to res, and they trash a card. It could actually be a Gene Splicer. So there's no way we play more than one of these, so I think we're just going to play one of them and click for 2. Next turn we'll start a turn with 5. Maybe we top deck a gamble. Wait, when did they advance that 3 times? Did they motion that? No, it's not possible. Oh, they just advanced it 3 times. Okay, cool. Turned off the current. They're now going to be on 9 credits next turn, so if we want to run and have to not deal with a Nancy, we can do it now. And now install advance could be anything, and that's really shitty for us. Now, again, money's going to matter most, and we're going to have to run just about every install advance, so I think just like taking time and setting up these cards is probably good. We lost another stim hack. Kind of a card we wanted to draw, as much as brain damage is scary, but contesting remotes is even scarier. So I don't think we really have a play here, but besides install cast, take 2. We could take credit, install this, which is more of a late game plan. It's basically like losing 3 credits, because we could have clicked for a credit and it only gives us 1 next turn, which is kind of a gamble whether we want money now or money later. And I'd rather play a bit safe, because we're going to have to spend 12 credits to run this remote if we want to run next turn, which is going to be difficult if we install that for sure. So we'll just take the 5, so next turn we start with 10. We can do credit run if we need to. DNA tracker would be the worst. Poke HQ, I think we just need the money now, but Janktivist, I don't think that's a terrible idea. A lot of these max decks run legwork, which would be a lot better. I guess we poke HQ for free, which isn't bad. Maybe we wanted to do that, but we'd have to do that not last click. Ah, fuck me, right? Like, we have to run this. The thing is, single advance. Okay, why would they single advance? It's because they want their Anansi credits. And the single advance actually does kind of matter for Gene Splicer. Because they can do... Oh, no. Single advance we don't have to run. Unless they hit us with a shipment from Tenon, right? Like, we don't have to run single advances. So we probably want to run HQ. It's the cheapest. Because I don't know if we run this. Now we're going to hit an Anansi, which is going to be 6 credits. If they hit this, they can go up to 13 if it is an NGO front. That's another pad tap, which sucks because this would have been bad. These cards are okay. If we lose this, it doesn't matter. If we lose this, it doesn't matter. But this is like the perfect turn to get these 2 down because eventually it will pay off. Let's go for a single here. They are at match point, but like, there's a chance that this is... It's like, I think unlikely that they're running a 4-2, right? I know they're on game point, but like, what's the chance they're running 4-2s? I'm assuming that they're running 18 points worth of 3-pointers, and then like a 3-2, like a fly entanglement. They could advance, score it, but like, I don't know. It has. I don't know if they would. I think they would never advance it. Maybe that's bad. Oh yeah, I need to be closer, I think. If we do lose to just an agenda here, we'll look dumb, but let's just say that we're calling the bluff. They can definitely score a single advance splicer. I actually don't think they can. Oh, yeah, they can. You're right. We have to run this, right? Because they can do advance. Let's see how much money. I'm assuming they're going to spend 8 on this res. Yep. And then we don't have to run this because they need 4 credits for the Gene Splicer. I forgot how Gene Splicer works. Oh, it's only an A key. Let's play Sai. So yeah, we actually have to run that. This is 6. Okay, we got some cards. So now we know this is only gonna be 6. And we found the second Anansi, so we learned nothing. So the Nancy is the worst case. This is 6 to break. We need 2 for the splicer, which means we have to do credit run this. At this point, we actually could let the Nancy fire to some respect. The Nancy does, if we pay 2 credits, the Nancy only does 3 damage. And we're going to have to throw out 3 cards anyways, so... Doesn't Aki damage you? No, we broke 2 of the subroutines. We just played the side game. So I honestly think that we can just pay 2 credits and trash this. It's going to do 3 damage to us, 1 more for the Gene Splicer. It's cheaper than breaking it by a fuck ton. Hey, Maydan, how's it going? Glad to see you again. I hope you had a good time at E3. I really did. I didn't speak that much about it, but I work with the community team at Ubisoft, so specifically at E3, I'm working with the star players. This initiative they have where they fly out their most dedicated like community people, the people that like really give a shit about community and do all this sort of like really cool stuff. It's like the coolest people to hang out with. They're really dedicated to their shit. I think we just run this. Let it fire. I don't want to spend 6. Yeah, this is fine. It only does 3 damage if we pay 2. Fire. Actually, wait a sec. Oh no, because even if we break 3, yeah. I'll let him fire it. It does arrange the top 5 cards of the R&D, which actually is maybe worth something, but saving 4 credits is probably... I'll trade 4 credits for that, I guess. This lets them set up easy motions and stuff like that, which is kind of rough. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I want to keep the casts. So we're going to pay 2 credits to draw a card. And they're going to nail us with 1 dead damage. Thank you. That's a good card to keep too. Lets us recover. Hit us. We lost the same old thing. That's fine. We don't want that. Now we lost. Okay. That's a happy medium. I guess we're going to take 1 more damage here, likely. There's a chance we take 2 more damage. There's also a chance we take brain damage, of course. And Geofront. Okay. So I was, in retrospect, right about not running that. Obviously, it's hard to tell. It is a bluffing game. Now we have this to recover, so like again, we can get through this a lot of the times. So I think we're just gonna play this and click for credit. We're gonna be making 6 credits next turn, which is really good. As you know, I don't love Mushin. Trap decks are just like, they absolutely fold to expose, and it's just not fun to have a strategy. What the? Oh, yeah, right. That's a thing, right? That's Brian Stinson. Patap just gained us a credit, so the joke's on them. And they now have 28. Which means that an Anansi is going to show up on any server. So all we do right now is get credits. Goal number 1 is just get credits. Nothing else matters. Staying above 6 also kind of is good. It's not a fine splash. It's a fine splash for 3. It really is. I don't even know if that's worth it. It makes the pop-up window click for 2, which is cool. We have a Magnum Opus right here, right? We run, gain 2. They gain 1, but it's still Magnum Opus. I'm choked that every faction R&R got to shuffle agendas into R&D card except Jinteki because they're expected to just move everything out. You don't need it. Okay. We have a lot of credits now. Whew. They know what this card is. They set it up. Pogos is yelling charge. And it easily does 2 brain damage to us. Easily. They know we have to run everything. I'm not running it. I'm going to find our deep data mining. And we're just going to play that and we're going to win. There's an Anansi HQ. Yeah, totally. There's an Anansi in HQ. Like, this card is either a Gene Splicer or not an agenda. Because they know we can get through double ice. There's no ice that keeps us out. Unless they really are on punitive. They would still need to double punitive us a lot of the time. I don't want to run this. Hey, John, what's up? I don't want to pre-order from Effigy Direct. That's like $100. John, I think you're really far behind on this chat. How's it going, though? We'll find it in Montreal. It'll be fine. So what do we do here? So they can easily put double Anansi, which costs us 12 credits. Which is most of our credits. We're still safe from Brian Stinson. I am. I only just arrived. Oh, what's up? So If we inject into deep data mining, we still need to pay, like, this is 9 plus another 6, which is 15, plus the 3 from the deep data mining, which is pretty bad, let alone if they hit double Obacatas. We know there's 2 Obacatas still in the deck. We can't win. I just don't want to have to run this and grind it out and be like, oh, well, it wasn't an agenda, so it's fine. Like, we need to win off of Central Server, probably. Pre-order from FSG Direct. Get the box sent to a friend in the States. Visit them over the weekend. What up, Vermont? Ah, fucking hell. What do we do? This is no fun. It's all the bluffs, right? I think this is a trap. There's no way we run it. Let's go. That actually is a big deal. The money doesn't matter that much, but it does set up something cute. We're gonna lose 3 cards anyway, so we might as well run at this point. I just wish we draw out a liberated account or something like that, because we need mass money quickly. We have 1 more liberated in 11. We gotta do that. Why is the Nazi only 6? Because we have Ice Carver out. So we saved 3 credits on it. Ice Carver's a pretty good card. It gotta be a Splicer. It could easily be a Splicer, and we lose to Splicer 100%. Like, that's the thing. It's either a Splicer, which it actually likely is a Splicer, right? Like, you'd put that on the second top card of your deck and be like, okay, well, if they run it, we win. If they don't run it, we win, right? So I think it is a Splicer. If we Maxwell James, we could run HQ and then run server 3, but they have so much money, it's not even that important. That being said, if they have so much money, this is a Magnum Opus, which is kind of cool. Once per turn. Fuck it, let's do it. 3 boosts with MK? Yeah, no, the Ice Carver, though, helps once. Boom! Magnum Opus. Let's do it. Let's see how bad this possibly could be. Oh, we don't have a Sentry Breaker. That is an issue. Oh, wait a second. We should have installed that before we levied. No. This is a mistake. That's a problem. Woo! Okay, so that's not good. That's obviously bad. And any server we run, they can get that down. So I think we have to, like, install this. This is a Maxwell James, a Sure Gamble, and double Sure Gamble. That's literally trash. The Maxwell James for 0 is fine. Yikes. We don't have a play. We literally don't have a play. The thing is, even if, like, we Dirty Laundry Archives, they could just be like, fuck you, Anansi. Which sucks. I think we lose right here. GG. Because even if it's an Obokata, we can't steal it. MK is 1 strength? MK's... Oh, yeah. Yeah. We needed the Sentry Breaker. Hey, good game. Oh, man, that was bad. 2 in the bottom 8? That happens. We needed this. This is actually really hard to play, but, like, man, that's nuts. Like, we have to deal with so much big ice all the time. This is the sort of matchup, and this was said before in chat, right? Like, having a single copy of, or not a single copy, but having, like, multiple copies of Hippo helps so much, because you can delete this really big ice. And they don't have a lot of it. Yeah, both bottom 8. Ichi, I guess. So, like, MK Ultra comes in as 1 strength. This is 4 strength. Oh, wait, are we fucking it up? Shit, you're right. It's still 9. Huh. Hey, cheers. Thanks, you too. Yeah, wait, okay, wait, are we totally wrong? This Ice Carver is useless? It actually does nothing. Because this is strength 4, and if you boost once, it's still 9 to break. I don't think we actually ever broke it, obviously, because we never installed our Sentry Breaker. But that's gross. Now, these sort of decks, if you want to, like, not get rushed out, it's kind of hard. You can always play, like, some of the good things against these decks. DDoS is really strong. Kongamata and Bahali are really good. While these decks, the cards do have multiple subroutines, you can stop getting rushed out, Grappling Hook too. And even, like, there's some pretty good competitive smoke going on right now. Because if people are rushing behind big ice and you end up breaking this for, like, 4 credits, that's fine. Hi there, Heather. How's it going? Apathy? Thanks for the game. I totally thought we'd break this for 6 with MK Ultra. I didn't even do the math right. Ezra, if you want to host, do it up. That's been concluded from the last game that Apathy's not a terrible player. Also terrible. Oh, welcome back. Oh, man. All right, give it another shot. We really did not much. Like, our economy didn't come together. The pat tap didn't work out that well. We did have that one Magnum Opus click, which felt good. But that's largely it. And deep data mining is harder. Like, in that matchup where they're running traps, I'm assuming there's snares in the deck. Maybe Apathy can tell us. Indexing is better. For sure, because then you can like rearrange the cards. And having the free card draw should help a lot in that matchup. That brain damage actually did rough us up pretty good. If you're just tuning in, by the way, my name's Andre. Welcome to Metropolitan Grid. Are you fucking kidding me? It's gonna be hard to get our breakers out. Okay, so I don't have that much experience in this specific matchup, but this is our Scorpios. That at the beginning of every single turn, they have the ability to remove one of our cards from the game. Which means if we hit 2 breakers off the top of their deck, we lose them for good. Which is difficult. It's not impossible, because once they do that, then you can play like inject into inject and get all your breakers into the bin. If they play Arc Lockdown, it's kind of scary. But a lot of times you just want to mulligan into an opening hand that has specifically breakers. And we don't have it. Maxwell James is a pseudo breaker, and having a levy is kind of good. I don't even know how good levying is in this matchup, but having a deep data mining is also pretty sweet. We only have one of these, and as soon as they remove this from the game, we're in a really bad spot. So this is like in a hard mulligan. I think you definitely do mulligan this. Just having a 1 breaker is probably good enough. It's gonna get a Hunter Secret anyways. Maybe we just keep this. Turn 1 TDM and hope for the best. Hey Zach, what's up? I forgot it was Thursday. This is on. I'm just getting out of the movie theater. I assume we already held hands and cried. Yeah, largely. What did you watch, actually? So this player, fucking Ezra, saw us and they're like, "Can we play a matchup?" And they chose motherfucker. I think we mulligan. Let's get a breaker. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was the best card. Those are 2 good cards. Can't get wrecked if we have no breakers. We never had a chance. It's not a failure on our part, right? Yeah, Maw is definitely very good against Unsullen. That's totally true. They might even just Hunter Secret, though. Best of luck, have fun, eh? Hotel Artemis. It's less than good. I've never heard of that one. What is this? Alright, so we gotta wait every turn. They probably remove the levy from the game. I don't think it's a right play. Like, a lot of times the levy's not gonna matter. Yeah, there you go. The levy's gone. Which is great, because if we had an inject, we could fire it. Do we even Street Peddler in this matchup? Because it trashes the other 2 cards, which is maybe a problem. I think we want to find him this turn, if anything. Folding, MK Ultra, casts. So I think we're going to get the folding down and get the Ultra into the bin. Then we have all our breakers, at least in theory. What could this possibly be? It easily could be an Arms Factory, which is pretty okay. I think we can run this. It could either be a Hortum or a Mouseless, which means it's good that we get a Pat Tap down. If they hit any of these cards to damage, it's not the worst. And we don't want to show that we have that. We'll just do 2 single accesses here, and the end of turn 1 thaw something off of this. Dedication Ceremony. Okay, I don't know what this is anymore. Can't levy back your RFG breakers. Exactly. Like, the levy isn't even that good. This could give us a tag if it is a Mouseless. It's medium bad. Alright, it's a Hortum. It's fine. Fire. They pay 3, we gain 1. We win. Because it has a gain of credit on it. So we're going to end our turn here. And they could be on best defense. I don't know what this is. This could be a card that... Oh, it's a Rashida. Fuck. Definitely wanted to trash that. Easily should have trashed that. That's a weird thing to install naked. I kind of like it. Oh, shit. We needed to fire this on their turn. Ah, fuck. Because, yeah. Because they can remove it from the game if we fire it. That sucks. It's about a crime hospital with Jeff Goldblum and Jodie Foster. What is this? Is this going to be the one that, like, runs Psychic Field? Yeah, this is going to be really rough. I don't care to run any of this stuff. As soon as they remove something from the game. Yeah, we fucked that up. We should have definitely installed that. That's fine. Is that fine? Drawing has some value. This is okay. If they score an agenda, they go down to 2 credits, which is fine. If they res other shit, this will be bad for them. We can also discard these by overdrawing, which has some value. It's weak to Arc Lockdown, which if they have mass draw, it's probably pretty good. They also could be fast advancing with under that Reconstruction Project. They even could be playing Ronin, I don't know. Activist is probably better. The money doesn't matter that much. Putting the Code Gate in the bin is okay, because we need it. The Paperclip also is pretty good too, though. Okay, so they lost a card there, another Rashida. So running HQ seems good. They probably have their Hunter Seeker, but it seems good. Another deck in which Hippo is looking pretty okay. And again, this deck doesn't run legwork or indexing. We have one multi-axis card, and we're going to lose it pretty soon off the top. Let's see how this goes. As soon as they remove a card from game, though, we're definitely going to get our folding down. All right, we got Bad Pub. Street Peddler got even cheaper. What is this Hippo I keep hearing about? It's a new card, Alan. It's pretty great. It's like a mixture of Parasite and Cutlery. This is what it looks like. It says the first time you break all subroutines on the outermost piece of ice, so if they put ice in front of it, even if they don't res it, you're safe. Remove Hippo from the game, trash that ice. Shoot install. It's a pretty good card. Pretty good card. Let's see what we lose here. Folding a Maw. I'll ask for an action. So as soon as we run, we lose our breaker, which sucks. So I think we want to check archives and just set up. So we check archives. There's a chance they threw out agendas, and they have no real good targets for their Hunter Seeker. Because we milled one card. Yay. Okay. They threw one of those out. That's fucking unsettling. Stock buyback? They threw one of those out. One of them was milled randomly. Maybe on government takeover? They could be. That dedication does look pretty janky. Like there's some weird combo in it that we're not expecting. They can Hunter Seeker us now. Hunter Seeking the Street Peddler is pretty great because they have 3 options. And these haven't been moving. Woo! Pad tab value. Credit. They Hunter Seeker you get your breaker down. I'm not sure I follow. Oh yeah, if they Hunter Seeker something besides the Peddler, but they definitely Hunter Seeker the Peddler. All right, so much of the game is just drawing. I think we have to draw into our deep data mining. That it will. All right, they removed the same old thing, which is great. It frees us up to get some good accesses in. I think we can run HQ probably fine here. We have the Bad Pub, so it's good. It's like clicking for a credit. I don't know if this card's ever going to be worth it. Throwing this out is scary. I'd rather actually keep it in hand. I don't want to show we have this. This is a fucking liability. Archer is scary now, but as long as we don't have breakers, Archer doesn't matter. Don't forget Peddler. Thank you. And we're not going to. Stoppable. How's it going? How's it going, Phil? We're going to do Peddler for sure. The question is, because we have a Bad Pub, we could consider running to get the value credit off Bad Pub. So like, for instance, we could just run the Ice Wall and then install the data folding for 1 credit. It's the same as clicking for a credit. If they had 2 Bad Pub, it would be fine. The question is, do we want to over like install shit? Do we want to over discard? I don't think Stim Hack is kind of hard to play, but they're likely on Archer, so I think the Stim Hack has a lot of value. So, gonna probably just play the gamble. Keep this in hand. And then before the end of turn, we'll install the folding. This looks like it's gonna be a long game, so the folding is fine. It has an animal in the wild that kills humans. Cool dude. Oh, what is this hippo about? Yeah, hippos are actually really scary animals. So Pad Tab gave us 1 credit. Oh, actually no, 2 credits. Oh, actually it gave us they're mooshing. Woo! CityWorks dedication. This is 8 damage. This does 8 damage. 6 damage. 7, 8. Let's ask action. As soon as they remove the MK Ultra, that's the turn that we want to inject. And then we can inject. Good. So they're removing it. So that's fine. We lose that. But now we have 8 cards in hand. We could even dirty laundry it. Let's inject once more. Oh. We'll take that. Thank you. Coming to Cleveland Regional this weekend. You know, there's some Canadians trekking down. I've heard they're mostly from Toronto. Cleveland's like actually really far away from Montreal. It's like a 14-hour drive. So afraid not. Oh yeah, we'll take that. We lost her that. We still have an inject. I think that actually worked out pretty good. And we hit an I've had worse on that, didn't we? Or did we just have a billion cards? We just had a billion cards. It's pretty good. And we're now technically on game point. So we can actually considerably, like, we could consider going ham. Now we died a double punitive, but as soon as we click this, that's like super unlikely. All our breakers are in the bin though, which sucks. The question is, oh, it's only one of them. So like we could run here to get a barrier breaker on the table, but then we lose to Hunter Seeker. They might just Hunter Seeker the liberated accounts. I don't know. It's probably not the best play. We'll get the 4 in you. Yeah, punitive isn't even that bad now. I think the Cleveland Regional is going to be like pretty good. Do you know if someone's streaming it? They're drawing. That's the thing with Max. Like, it looks really bad, but as soon as they remove something from the game, oh, pat tap value. That's when you can start injecting and get your barrier breakers in the game. Arc Lockdown is actually way worse than their ability. I'm more scared of Arc Lockdown. Someone must be streaming US Nats. That's this weekend? That's in Seattle, no? All right, so now we can consider taking single accesses. Most of the 1-pointers are out of the game. They're probably only 3-pointers. The thing is, as soon as we steal like a 0-point agenda, we look really bad. I'm down to do it. I guess we'll ask action. They probably don't remove those. There's an attempt to stream Cleveland, most likely just for archiving and live streaming. Okay, cool. Well, that'll be cool to stream. There's a lot of like really competitive players in that area. You got Phil in chat, and you got like Josh Wilson, Eric Kaoli, Peter McOwen. I keep forgetting her name. What is her name? There's a lady who plays there. Fuck. Somebody knows. We'll go HQ. Let's go for a single here. Hunter Seekers are issue, but all the 1-pointers out, so we might just win. It's a tech startup. That's a spicy meatball. I think they're a reconstruction project. We already committed to running, so we can keep going. And it's free. Ellen, thank you. Neural EMP. All right. Neural EMP. Okay, so there's a chance that we're also weak to what's it called? That Trojan Horse. So we'll take the credits for the last. I think they want to kill us. I think that's probably right. I assume that they want to do like there also is a chance that they're running Ronin, right? Because tech startup dedication ceremony, all that stuff does kind of scream Ronin. Mushin, all pretty good Ronin stuff. This also could just be a psychic field, which would be an issue. I think we just want to slam central servers. The best card we could draw into is our deep data mining. Also, how are we doing? We have 6 cards left. 1 levy still in the deck. So I think we actually just draw. They could remove breakers from the game if we inject. So the question is, do we inject or do we just draw? We can draw 4 cards. With inject, we can get through most of our deck. As soon as we hit the levy, we're fine. But what could they possibly remove from the game? We have 1 of each, and that's pretty scary. I think we just want to get those on the table before we hit levy anyways. We'll inject into the deep data mining. We got it. We ask action, then we'll just deep data mining. And hopefully that wins. I don't think you levy now. I think we can still levy. Opponent has a history of discarding agendas. That's true, but I'm in no rush. And they didn't remove the Black Orchestra, which is freaky. Oh, we're only going to access what? 3 cards here. We need our Maw for this to be good, which we don't have, but... Wake up call. So let's not trash anything. Ice Wall. Neural EMP. They are really trying to kill us, huh? So we have the levy. We don't know what this is. I think it's fine just to play the Hacktivist and put this down. Actually, the folding might be better. It's probably better. I just don't expect the game to go that much longer. We are also really weak to Trojan Horse right now, which is kind of rough. We did not play around that. There's also a chance. It's a tech startup. They lost a card on that on random. Let's see what's coming down. It also could just be an urban renewal. Maybe they want to kill us with Neural and all that. They're installing Rashida Yahim? Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Can you do that? Don't think you can do that. I don't think it's a play. You can't do that. Yeah, tech startup, you can't. It wasn't installed during beginning of turn, so its ability can't fire. Yeah, you can't tech startup into to Rashida. Yeah, it's not allowed. We can fix this. What's the undo click? Or turn? I think it's turn. That didn't do it. Chat, what am I doing wrong? Maybe you have to. Alan is asking about Trojan Horse. Okay, so, oh, dope. That works. Thanks. Okay, so a couple things. Firstly, Alan's asking about Trojan Horse. It's a relatively new card. It says if you access the card on the last turn, do a trace. If you beat the trace, you can trash a program with an install cost equal or less than the amount by which you exceeded. So it's a card that leverages a difference in economy and trashes programs. It's actually a pretty cool card. Doesn't see a lot of play, but it's worth playing around. And for the other people asking what just happened, anytime you have a card that says at the beginning of turn do something, the card needs to be installed at the time for its ability to fire. So Tech Startup has a beginning of turn trigger, and if you fire that to install something like a Rashida Yahim, you can't because the Rashida that you installed with the Tech Startup wasn't there at the beginning of turn, so its ability will never fire. It's cool. Hey Dump, how's it going? You both have to do undo turn. No way. Oh shit, it's like a fucking fire codes. We're turning the key. So the really cool thing right now is they actually shuffled their deck. They probably should remove that paperclip from the game. They did shuffle their deck, so the top card of R&D is new. We know that they do have the baseball bat, so we don't want to run server 7. They can hit the Rashida Yahim. We have a hacktivist up anyways. They did mill a card last turn. Always. Fire powers combined, exactly. Which is pretty rad. So we also want to get our Sentry Breaker down before we levy, ideally. So any of these ice could be archers. I think we might want to run archives. I don't know. Stream of water's coming out of me. Holy shit. You might want to deal with that. Oh, fuck. That's not good. I hope they're okay. Can they win if they never run until they advance? Can they win if you never run until they advance? Unlikely. Oh shit, that's not good. Yeah, water from the ceiling is largely not good. Unless you can argue that a water feature increases the resale value, but it's not gonna be good. The old water's coming out of my ceiling excuse. If I had a nickel for every time I use that to get out of game, I was losing. Oh shit. Man. Outdoor plumbing. I had someone once tell me their goldfish had caught fire and they had to leave a game we were playing. I don't think I've actually heard ridiculous excuses. I'm not saying this is an excuse. I really hope that their shit's okay. But like, I've never heard. What happened once? I've had fire alarms go off on JNet games being like, yo, I gotta go. There's a fire somewhere. But I think that was the worst. Doorbell happens. Phone happens. Kids happen a lot on JNet. Someone would be like, yo, my kid must be getting rich from all that drip with pets. I just say that I think I hear my mom calling. Who would doubt that? Yeah, right? Just tuning in. My name is Andre. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're just gonna concede that. I don't mind. I hope their shit's okay, right? I don't want to wait around. It's 11:40. We got one more game in us. Let's do it up. Yeah, really. Fucking hell. When I was a kid at home, I remember I was like really young. I walked down to the kitchen and I looked up in the kitchen. You heard it too, and it was as if, I don't know if you've ever seen Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind, but there's one scene where it's just raining in their kitchen. It was that. It was literally pouring rain in our kitchen, and our kitchen has like a floor above it where I grew up. So like the pipes just fucked up hard. And I ran up to my mom and dad. They were still asleep. I was like a Saturday early morning. I was going down to play video games or something. Be like, Mom, Dad, it's raining in the kitchen. And it was a shitty weekend. Let me tell you that. Let's do another game. I hope this shit's okay. I'm back. Water's handle. Oh, sorry, Ezra. I just bailed on that. Holy fuck, that sounded terrible. I did not want you to have to like juggle things. What happened? Is everything okay? Ceiling water seems bad. My computer desk is directly under the bathtub. Can't be good. It's electric, yo. Hey, Timmer. Thanks, you too. All right, we're against Paulina, which means the pad tap is definitely keepable. This hand is probably good enough we can set up. They can rush us out pretty good if we don't find breakers. But I want to... this hand's okay. Generally, they have bigger ice, so I like it. If we had a breaker, it'd be better. I honestly don't fully understand this deck only having one multi-access card. I think they're just meant to keep enough pressure. Fucking hell, I don't drink beer on stream. They probably just want to keep enough pressure on. That's worth keeping. Steven says that opening is busted. That's always like, I know Steven plays a lot of Max, so having that reaffirming is really good. We give him a credit every turn, but we're gonna make our money back. So now every time they get a credit, we get a credit. It feels real good. And then we'll just set our shit up. Clearly no breakers. 5 credits a turn seems good. I like to go hard on the first turn, Drippy Con, sure gamble 3 installs. That seems about totally right, Palglos. Love that Molly Millions. This is Molly Millions, right? Oh, they just trashed the pad tap. Yeah, they can fucking do that, huh? I haven't read the Molly Millions book. Okay, what do we lose? Nothing. But they did trash it, which seems like the right thing. The cool thing about this matchup is we've already drawn, so we can kind of just go all in on that. This doesn't matter. This turns off scarcity more than anything. And I don't want to value run archives with Dirty Laundry. It doesn't seem that impactful. Drawing for a breaker seems impactful. Installing this going down to 0 gets punished by probably only Brian Stinson, but they don't even play a transaction yet. So, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, they should trash your tap right away, Steven. Totally forgot you could do that, but they didn't. Good for them. Okay. That's another pad tap. That's an install they trash for 3. Luckily, we levy, right? So we get like the maximum value out of this bad boy. And we lost another folding. Folding seems so impactful in this matchup. Getting our breakers in our hand or bin seems also like another impactful thing. There's not a lot of assets we're going to be checking, so I think this turn we probably want to draw, install, and then did laundry, just so it looks like we can contest a remote server, because this could easily be a DNA tracker. That's really good. Laundry is comparable to Liberated, so we'll do Laundry Liberated. Again, I don't like running. This does turn off shipment from 10 in, so let's just say we're doing that. They probably trashed this. There's no way they can keep this on the table. What's the chance that you want to hold on to multiple of them? And Moss seems pretty cool too. We lost our Ice Carver, which we realized doesn't help that much. Data Sucker seems pretty good right now. So what could this possibly be? We have a Hacktivist. If this is a 3-2, it's fine. We want to run every turn. This doesn't work on archives. We want to run central servers. And we actually probably should have been poking them, right? But I think a lot of times in Max, you want to take your first run through your deck just to set up, because getting like a lot of credits a turn is pretty good. Could have gotten a credit if you installed the tap before drawing. Dumb Brick, technically, yes, but because we already drew at the beginning of the turn with Max, we already drew. But you're right. If any other ID, we want to install that before drawing, but Max already drew. I don't think we want to install this right up. We want to get this in the bin for sure. I don't think they're playing our clock down. Having credits is good. We so far have 2 breakers. We do this, we go down to 5. I think we won't play this. I think we can just do this and then throw this out. Oh, we have another click. Okay. We got credits. Probably all we need. Actually, probably should have played the Hacktivist there. Yeah, what are we doing? I hope people watch the YouTube video and hear Andre say, "No, dumb brick, you're wrong." That was harsh. I didn't say that, did I? There's no way I said you're wrong. I can't. My brand manager is gonna be upset. They're going for it. I think this is exactly the turn where you want to run HQ. They just drew a lot, and they're clearly setting up to score. We definitely want to run HQ here. We did not hit our sentry breaker. We hit the deep data mining. So far, we've lost no levies, seen no same old things. We have a levy in hand. I think we just want to play the Maw run HQ. They hit us with a sentry, it's bad, but at least this is going to do some damage. Maw run HQ, yeah, VK, that seems right. Well, that's the point. Yeah, let's do it. There's definitely an agenda in here. We can steal Obokata still. We lost that stim hack, which is good for the remote. And we hit a Nisei. Damn, we're good. If we want to run it again, we probably want to draw once. If we don't draw once, Snare can't kill us. But there's probably multiple agendas in there, considering that they haven't been scoring all game. Let's check if they mulliganed. I never pay enough attention. They kept. And they're ready to score. Our other option is stim hacking this remote without any sentry breaker. That's a lot scarier. We'll draw once. Peddler's okay. If we dirty laundry here, we can't steal Obokata. Let's just do a normal run on HQ, just so that we have a chance of getting our modifier, because that does a lot of damage. We lost the dirty laundry, so there you go. And that's an Anansi. So we're going to trash the Anansi. They fixed how it works on JNet. That's fucking worth a credit in the card. And that's good for them. We got the orchestra, got the cast. This might get us a Maxwell James, which would be super good. With 13 credits and a Marcus Batty in the remote. The Obokata isn't that scary. We'll get a MKL on this. We got another Peddler, a Maw, and a Data Folding. Our money's good enough that we can do Peddler to Peddler. And we got a Hacktivist, the same old thing, and a double same old thing, which is not a lot of value. We want to get a modifier every turn. Let's draw once. This is short to click. We don't want to lose that. I think we play this and run HQ. We'll take the damage. Again, if they fire Snare, we have a tag, which actually might be a mistake. It's a preemptive, which we trashed. Damn, we're good. That's a really good hit against a Maw deck. And if they score an Obokata, it's really good. We didn't want to steal it. That's a pretty bad agenda for them to have to score. So this is good. And they need to protect the HQ better. We can do same old thing into deep data mining this turn, very likely. We hit both our Black Orchestras. That seems really good. This deck is actually doing the pressure we wanted it to do. We lose another same old thing, though, which is bad. Because then we can lose a Levy, and those are all three of our same old things. So we definitely want to get this down first. The thing is, as soon as we steal an Obokata, we die to Snare. So hopefully they spend a lot of money on this. And we can definitely do same old thing into deep data mining. It's like a really high risk play. It's pretty late in the evening. Yo, how's it going, Mark Andre? How you doing? Rip up the server? I don't think that's a terrible play either. It gets rid of the Marcus Batty a lot of the time, and they need to obviously score in this remote. It looks like that's their plan. I think that's probably fine, right? Take the credits first. Actually, we probably didn't want to take the credits so we can install the casts. It's also good to get the DDM down before we install all your programs, because the MU matters. But it's good to trash the baddie before it matters. And also they res their ice. Like, their ice generally costs 4+ credits. Holy fuck. Yeah, that's a good one. So this is Trace 6. Trace 6. Taking 2 tags on your last click seems bad, so we're going to have to break this for like 9 credits or something stupid. Actually, I think we just pay 6. They can trace this and end their end. Do we install our MK Ultra? Actually, yeah, because we're going to levy. We have a link. Maxwell, beautiful bastard. I'll install though. Surveyor is a big boy. It's a really good piece of ice. I love the design on this card. I don't care that much to pay 5 credits to get through. I'd rather have our money so that we can contest next turn. And they're below the DNA tracker. They're below the Anansi credits. So the best draw I think they can have here is NGO front. And we could play an Hacktivist to get through it, but it's a hard choice. Another ice to 5. Okay, double levy. I think we do the DDM right now. We do the dirty. The DDM dirty. Because if there's a Maw, might fire. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe we just win, actually. If not, we run HQ, right? They can't res a lot of big ice for 6. Like, oh, that's fine. It's acceptable. We're gonna see 5 cards, I think. Jinja. No surprise. That might actually be a Jinja. I don't want to pay that. That's too expensive. So we get a Modifier, which is good. A Hedge on the top, which they can't play, which is good. A Komainu, which is annoying. A Scarcity, which sucks. And another Scarcity. So we got our Maw. We might actually want to run Archives. Doesn't seem that impactful. If we draw once, we're going to mill our next 2 cards, which seems bad. We know they're going to draw the Jinja, so playing the Hacktivist has some value. We definitely want to get that down. What are our last 2 cards? One of them is a data folding. That's the one we want to install. Drawing, again, doesn't matter. I'll play the current. Actually, Scarcity's coming up. They'll make them play the Scarcity for sure. So we'll just take the credit because we need a levy. We'll get 3 more credits next turn. Ice Carver would work there. Yeah, that actually one would. And Nancy's a Spider God, isn't it? Interesting they didn't make it a unique ice. It is. It is a Spider God. Oh, we know what that is. Nancy is a storyteller. Spider God from African mythology. Oh, pad tap. Oh, there was no data folding, but we lost our pad tap, which sucks. So I think we want to run HQ. Whichever card they trash doesn't matter. They're all garbage. If it's double scarcity, is it still scarcity? That's a DNA tracker, which we just trashed for free. Seems good. I think we'll go ahead and levy here. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do this first. Then we'll levy. We could consider DDMing, but if we click for credits, not even that good. So I think we want to put the pad tap down. What are they top decking? I think it's Komainu. If we had any way to make them shuffle, that'd be dope, but we don't. Most of the cards that we want to install are operations. Actually, we have our best operation in hand, so let's see what this gets us first. A Laundry, 2 Breakers. It's good that we have our Orchestra because we did not install that. We'll get this down, which I think they're drawing a hedge fund, actually. Have you read Neil Gaiman's American Gods? No, I haven't. I saw the first season of the show. This will draw a Komainu real soon. But Anansi is really cool in the show, at least. I know that people like that book. We got a credit off of the pad tap. We're going to get 2. Oh, not even. We made them lose 9 credits this game. Take that, Reina. All right. So they're top decking a Komainu, I'm pretty sure. As soon as they draw, though, we can trash the thing. So if they draw a Scarcity, we can hit it. This is a fucking ice, huh? It's a fucking ice. Yeah, it's Komainu to double Scarcity. So the Komainu is going to be here, which means that they draw into Scarcity, and they probably just play the Scarcity. So let's install resources if we need to. Oh, we have a current, but it'll hit the second one, I guess. That's not a current we care to play. So we can set up for the DDM in a couple turns. In probably next turn, actually. Do we want to play the gamble? I don't think we actually need it. We're getting 3 credits a turn, and if they are running Obacadas, which they are, it's better to have cards in hand than 4 credits. This only costs 2 to break. With the Komainu, it's I guess a bit harder. It's actually pretty hard. Yeah, okay, this plays around Komainu. Let's just say we're doing that. All right, so Komainu on R&D, and now they're dropping the Scarcity Unknown card. What the fuck? That is definitely that, yeah. Yeah, that was the only advanced level upgrade. We knew that. So now any single run they can trash. We know it's coming on top. They're playing around Maw really good, but the thing is, as soon as they top deck an agenda, we can steal it. Which is really good. There's a new Shaber card that lets you see the top 4 cards of the deck, which is dope. Maxwell and Surveyor seems pretty good. And we have a second Surveyor, you're right. There's a chance we lose it, but that's actually probably our best play. I do kind of like that. Yeah, I think that's a good play. I don't know, actually. Taking 1 damage. Because what's their next turn? They're going to draw Scarcity, play Scarcity, click for 2. The thing is, as soon as they draw an agenda, they jam in, and that sucks. So I think actually we want to probably play 2 cards. Probably play 1 card, run R&D. There's also a chance if we play this that they'll just use their Bio Vault, and that's the best for us. It sees what? 4 cards, so it only sees 2 new, so actually we should wait for that. This will make them pay 5 anyways. We know we don't have to trash the Jinja too. Cool, that's fine. So we'll pay 6 on that. And we know what this card is, though. So that's kind of dubious, right? You see 5? Oh, yeah, we do. All right, so we'll just trade credits. That's probably fine. It's harder for them to trash this. Also, Coca-Cola, how's it going? Oh, that's a good card. We might want to consider that actually better than installing it. But now the DDM is good. The thing is, as soon as we DDM, they probably hit us with a Biovault. That's a scarcity. Next card's a scarcity. So the DDM will see 4 cards. Yeah, this gives us 2 MU. I just goofed it. Credit card scarcity. So this is going to get us more money too. So this is not good to play. I think we definitely want to play this, and they'll probably use that, and that's fine for us. This is another 6 credits. Ooh, that's actually a lot of money. This is 3 credits. Let's see if they end the run here. If they do, they don't really have a remote server. While waiting, I will seat myself on a stoop because I'm feeling stairs city. I like that. They don't let it. So scarcity, we saw that. Marcus Batty. It's not a card we want them to have. Preemptive. We might want to check archives. SSL. That's actually really good for them. And a Kakugo. And the Jinja, of course, we're not going to trash. There's a chance the game is in archives. It's a pretty low chance. It's a chance. We turned the current off, so props to us. But I think the most important thing right now might be having a bit more money. Does anybody remember the cards we saw? It's scarcity into... I don't pay attention to them when I'm streaming. I really don't. It's scarcity into preemptive, I think. There's a chance we win if we run archives. We'll just check it. Can't keep carrying you through these games. Feel you. So we hit a surveyor out of hand. Okay, that's okay. Item, how's it going? Scarcity, Batty, we trash, preemptive, SSL into like hedge fund, I think. So they played the current, so we can play our current. It doesn't matter that much considering, but the next card's preemptive. So like, yeah, our next plan is actually to get this card out of the remote server. Actually, our next plan is probably just the same old thing into preemptive. The thing is, we are going to mill our deck. Oh, we played our data folding through scarcity. That was not good. Oh, it was a Kakugo. Yeah, that was the last one. Scarcity preemptive trashed Batty, still agenda Kakugo. So it's preemptive to Kakugo. If they preemptive, they shuffle their decks, so they don't draw their Kakugo. And they probably like do draw, install Kakugo, play preemptive. Yeah, I think Steven, I think you're right. Also, Plumbing, you're right, I'm pretty sure. What's important? Money. Turning off this current, is it important? Not right now. Because they're going to have 12 credits next turn, and all that matters is money, because we have to run through this remote server twice, if anything. We know what they're drawing, though. That's the most important. So now they have a preemptive. They draw, they have a Kakugo. Kakugo, draw again. That's actually maybe a misplay, because now we just run HQ. Oh, that wasn't a draw. That's an Excalibur, a Swordsman. So this is a preemptive. Okay, wait, hold on. Fucking hell, Excalibur with Biovault is pretty cool. That's Kakugo, Excalibur, Swordsman, and eventually they might find their last Surveyor, which is, you know, a good server. Forgot this was here. So do we want to trash the preemptive? We have more cards in hand than we need. And we know when they draw ice a lot of times. If you clear the Biovault, you might force them to preemptive. I think we can just trash the preemptive. Like, we're paying a credit and a card to trash a preemptive, which... Oh, we lost Maxwell James. That sucks. We can just maul it. Now, we can play Hacktivist into daily casts. That Hacktivist is good against 2 more Rashidas, 2 more Baddies, maybe another Biovault. There's some value to it. I think no matter what, we can draw first. Okay, we'll take it. Yeah, we're going to maul that preemptive. We pay 1, they lose 3. And now they have 16 credits. Again, that remote server is really hard, but if they blow the Biovault, I don't know what they do for their next score. And again, like, the maul pressure is so bad. It's like really strong, right? Because if they didn't install that on R&D, it's likely that's an agenda or an ice. So I think we run HQ here, probably. We have access to all our breakers. This could cost 9. This could cost 1. Let's go HQ. There's a chance we win. The R&D is all new. You could say MT. If we SOT DDM, fire. Or do we want to vamp them? No, probably not. If we SLT DDM, they definitely biovolt us, which is not bad, but this is 7 strength, so they do it after we break it, which kind of sucks. So they shuffled 1 card, which means we can just jack out, so... Yikes. Do we want them to break that? We can't force them to draw, but we can always force them to shuffle. I think we win on the remote now. I think it's all going to be about stim hack. Wow, this sucks. Like, this is why a lot of it's like why cards like Fem are really good right now. Cards like Kangamana Gavahali are good to some extent, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. I think we actually might want to run that remote. 8 is dumb. 8 is a lot of money. We still have a thing in our deck that makes us a bit cheaper. Trace 8? Holy shit, this card. But like, we need to get rid of this. This card is doing so much work. Because we can't multi-access this server. And we can't charge this server. So I think maybe we win if we just have enough money. This is Swordsman, Excalibur, and this is 1 credit. This is 6 credits. This is 6 plus credits. Fucking hell, how do we win? It's midnight. How do we win? We can't stay up much longer. Rebirth into Omar? That's usually how you win these things, right? Woo! Gain a credit. Woo! More credits. That Omar Rebirth. Oh, it'd be so sweet. Oh, we don't have an answer to this. We don't have an answer to this. We're eventually going to mill ourselves out. We just also lost our Ice Carver, which actually might be the worst thing. What do we do? But they have double preemptive. I guess we got both of them. Yeah, I think our turn has to be like basically stim hack. Having 300 credits. They just res the Rashida. So they knew what they trashed. That's counterplay. As soon as they draw, though, running HQ has some value. We're going to mill the next 2 cards. I guess we might as well draw them. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have Levy. Of course we have Levy. Oh, lights all turned off. That means it's late. We definitely have Levy. The thing is we only have 1 more Levy, so we might actually wait and not play our Levy till we're ready. I think also a lot of times we run this server first, then we run that server, then we stim hack it, then we stim hack it. They're going to draw 4 too, so like once they draw 4, it's a good time to run HQ. They might just dump all their ice on here, but... Whoa, same old thing. How'd you get there? Okay. I kind of really want to win this one, I'll be honest. 3 cards in hand. Mandatory is going to give them another. They chose to reveal none of them as ice, which is good because we can only zoom out so far. Install. Advance. Ice on server. Let's go. If that's a Nisei, it's like we're so fucked if that's a Nisei, right? Double stim hack works since the rest of your hand isn't important. It isn't. The question is whether it's worth going here first for a D-res. I don't think it is. I think we just double stim hack and hope the stim hack doesn't hit the stim hack. I did no math. Edge world. Dead. They advanced it though, and it also rotated. I don't know which one of those is more important. Woo! Ice Carver value. Oh, save a credit. Oh, fuck. Oh. We're just taking the tags, right? I think we're just taking the tags. Okay, math. Oh, man. Okay, so that's Trace 10, which we break for 9. Or, how much do we break it? So, One, so it's 3, 5. Ice cover would have been good. 7. Wait, what am I doing? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. So it's either break for 15. No, trace me. We're going all in. We're going all the fucking here. We're taking all the tags. They can. We'll pay 9. They'll be fine. They have no money. This is fine. Trace strength. This is a joke. It's literally a joke. StimHack got through that for free. Come on. Tags don't matter. Once they res their ice, they can't. I think we might actually get this. If the StimHack hits a StimHack, though, no. Unless we do same old thing Levy and then open with a StimHack in our hand. That's... No, it's actually like what? 2 clicks, spending 5 to get 9? No, actually, it's pretty good. Again, one more time. Face tank DNA tracker. We have some options here. No, we'll take the tags. It's fine. Same old thing StimHack. Yeah, you're right. That's actually another better option. That's way better than the Levy. I don't know why I thought same old thing Levy would be good. All right, we just already spent like a lot of money. Eat my ass. Fuck me. Okay, hold the phone. They do this, and then we do same old thing DDM. Damn, we're good. This is cheap. Hopefully our opponent is slashing a high-profile target. 5 influence. Don't res a... Pivot. Yeah, Corey Deers. How's it going? Pivot seems good. Okay, so this is... We want Obokata cards, so we draw once. If we do same old thing DDM, that puts us down to 7. This is 6, this is 6. Seems bad. We could StimHack R&D. You're swearing a lot. It's past midnight. This is fine. This is 18. This is 18 plus 12. That's 30 credits. Is that what's happening to us? This is 30 credits? You don't have any cards to draw. That might be important. Same old thing DDM. I think we have to do credit same old thing DDM. And then we can't levy if they trash the same old thing, which loses us the game as well. Okay, the thing is, like, this is a... Same old thing DDM wins if we hit not the Obokata. And this is the other Nisei, which means there's probably, what? 3, 6... Okay, there's 3 Niseis. That's 6. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the table. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Never run, got none to blame. Yeah, the game's gonna be bad either way, Steven. You're right. Excalibur is irrelevant. You need 4 cards for Obokata. Yeah, but it's 3 to DDM. Like, we can go to 11. We do 3 to deep data mining. I think we have to let this fire. Because this is 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all our money. Yeah, I think we have to let it all fire. I think it's credit, same old thing DDM. Hope we don't die. Yeah, we just gotta let it all fire. This is fine. Just hope it's NGO front. I like that. Let's go. Was there anything better than credit? There's a chance also we get a Maw Fire, which is not terrible. They also need to keep 3 credits there, so it's unlikely they res the Kakugo, but it doesn't matter that much. They're considering it. If they res the Kakugo, they can't score, so I don't think they res anything here. And we hope we don't die to snare. Also, if they res the Kakugo, we don't die to snare. We do die to snare here. We also died to Breach Dome, which has happened a surprisingly amount of times on this channel. My heart's going. You ready for this shit? Can you pronounce Plague? Hey Andre, I just dropped in a bit late. Are you continuing to make content? Yes. At least to Worlds. I'm excited to see what Nisei does. No action? Trashed one card. Komainu. Okay. Hedge fund. Look, that sort of bullshit works out a lot on this channel. Damn, we're good. All right, we can't levy. We cannot levy. Yeah, yo, yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Chances were pretty low. Okay, what's our possible play? Possible plays. Can't get through a Kakugo anymore, so these two servers are locked. Can't get through this. Die. We die here. That's game. You miss 100% shots that you don't take. That's true. That being said, that's game. There's a Kakugo in here. This is a Nisei token. The server, it sucks. I think we just GG. I think we surrender. Scooped. Yeah, that's a scoop. Am I missing something? There's no way to win that. That mod did good. So that was the DNA they couldn't res. We knew all this sort of stuff, and that's clearly the Nisei. We had to get like pretty lucky there. Like we needed either what's left in the deck. What's the Oboe to SSL ratio? Top 4 cards aren't agendas. Yeah, we're screwed. Yeah, those accesses were not great. Like 2 Jinjas, a Hedge, and a Komainu, and a Rashida. 4 down. At least they didn't draw. You can make at least 16 credits. I guess that's still not good enough. Nah, it's so hard, right? It's like 30 credits for the server. And they can also trash all this stuff. Like, there's no reason to go fast. They score this next turn, then we have to send 60 credits. And they can also just score the next Obakata. Like, it's pretty bad. 1 Oboe, 1 Nisei. So there was like a, 2 and 14. 1 and 7. That's actually a pretty big roll of the dice. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the game, eh? Yeah, Survey is really good. Survey is crazy. This is like the reason why you'd want to run. Security Nexus is also pretty good. It's a good counter to Minty Mukundo. Also, just like Fem is great. 1 and 7. I don't think that's unlucky. We could have got lucky. I don't think we got unlucky. That's the way I'd say it. Anywho, that was a stream, huh? We played some games. Did that just freeze? Yeah, no, that animation's running pretty good. Thanks so much for dropping by. It's 12:12. Held it together pretty well tonight. Again, this sucks. I can't restate how big of a deal this sucks. This is not the good camera to do this. We're going back. We're just gonna do a fade. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, this sucks. It really does. I don't think it's the end of the game by far. My transition isn't happening. Can my transition happen? Okay. Yeah. That obviously is the case. Rain and Reverie comes out next week. Hopefully you can get your hands on that. If you can't, don't worry. They're printing more copies. I think we're going to be shorted on copies. But again, this game obviously means so much to... It's a case. How's it going? This game obviously means so much to so many people. And the fact that it's no longer being supported on an official level, let's say that, it's a huge loss to so many people. This game is fucking beautiful. Not only the gameplay, but the community, the people, the fact that like what this means in terms of representation in games. It's cool. This has obviously been a big part of my life for the last 4 or 5 years, and it means a lot to a lot of people. I'm aware of that. I've had so many fucking wonderful comments from so many people who've like commented, being like, "Hey, thanks so much for the content. I've been playing this. What it means, like, it's yeah." I don't want to go too deep down that path because we're not eulogizing this yet, and hopefully we don't have to for a long time. For those asking in chat, yeah, we're definitely gonna be still here every Thursday. We're gonna make contents, unboxings, and we're gonna keep doing that until Worlds in September at least. From there going forward, There's the Nisei initiative, the Netrunner support and expansion initiative, international support expansion initiative. So excited to see what happens from that. Because there's gonna be more organized play. There's gonna be more cards coming out. Even maybe that's a bit ambitious to promise, but I've no doubt there's people playing much worse card games for a longer time. So hold on. It was really rough last week. Last 2 weeks it was really rough. This news hit I think everyone like a fucking train. But it gets better. It really does. And the fact that this felt so bad means that, you know, we had something great here. And we still largely do. We still definitely do. That's all for me. We'll be back next Thursday at least. We probably have to do the unboxings of the cards from Kampala Ascendant before Rain and Reverie comes out. That'd be pretty good. You gonna be a World's Magnum Opus this year? Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm day one. That's actually a big deal. This is the final organized Worlds for Netrunner. They might actually be full. If that's the case, try and sign up if you can. This seems dope. I gotta sign off about now, but they're doing a lot of really cool stuff for this world because they know like this is the last one. So like fuck it. Pull out all the stops. It's past midnight. I'm swearing so much. I apologize. Yeah, Phil, I'm actually looking forward to seeing you there. Also, Dataki, I hope you can be there too. So get into that. If it's full, contact FFG. Sometimes they make more spots if there's enough demand. That's generally how it works. You do pay them to be there, and I think they want to celebrate their game. That's largely it. But things 1B. Oh yeah, you said 1B. Yeah, okay. 1B is fine. Match Belgrade After Dark rated R. Yeah. That's largely it. Before I get emotional and start babbling again, thanks so much for dropping by. Thanks to all the people we played the games against. Thanks so much for the people we played our decks. Check out Dodge Pong. This last regional from last weekend, pretty great watch. Other stuff going on. If you have a regional, good luck. It's regional season. If you're playing in Ohio specifically, good luck, y'all. That's largely it. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be around next week. Ciao.